first free throw.
And I thought I would see his running mate, Joshua Dames, with somebody here, but it seems to have not been on any teams. It would have been good to see Joshua. Joshua's a good upcoming shooter.
Definitely.
In the country. Josh can really fill it up.
Had his first opportunity to play with the senior men's national team as well in recent years.
Yes, he has. Good prospect.
Luther has clawed their way back into this game and now down by just one.
Looks like the zone has been giving Abaco hiccups.
Lightborn there with the rebound.
They've not been able to knock down their shots now. The zone has changed.
Joseph leaves it for Lightborn, finishes with the left.
And now Luther takes their first lead.
So you don't want to say momentum has completely shifted, but Eleuthera, we've seen the identity that this team has shown over the past few days and why they come into this game undefeated.
They have, they're persevering. The storm that Abaco came out with. No pun intended. They seem to have been the survivors in the first maybe 12 minutes of this game.
Knowles lucky he wasn't called for a foul on that Bridgewater jumper, but Bridgewater stays with it and finishes with the finger roll. Dominic Bridgewater relentless. Most players, after airballing a three like that, may fade into obscurity, get back on defense. Bridgewater stuck with the plate and was able to finish on the second chance opportunity.
That's why you stick with it.
Meadows, nice finish over the outstretched hands of Burrows.
Good scoop there from Meadows. This is a nip and tuck game with 1:30 to go left in the second quarter. Now Lightborn filling it up now.
Those free throws got him going.
Once you see it go through, confidence level builds.
He has scored 7 of the last 9 points for Eleuthera and has given them a 4-point lead.
Good pass.
Great backdoor cut. Blows the layup. Joseph finds the hot hand. Got it to Lightborn early. Lightborn for 3. Off the back iron, rebounded Knowles. Great defense by Burrows.
Trying to draw contact.
And Bridgewater with the finish over Davis.
Nice soft floater.
Has that high floater down pat. Very important part of his offensive arsenal. Seen him use that quite a bit over bigger defenders over the course of this tournament. Now 5 left on the shot clock. Rolled with the drive.
Good drive there, by good tough drive. I'm just gonna say who's gonna stop this drought. 9 seconds left now in this first half.
Only the halftime buzzer's gonna stop it. Bridgewater. Deep 3 is no good.
No good.
And a high-scoring first half comes to an end, 56-52. Eleuthera trailed by as much as 10, but they rallied the troops. Dominic Bridgewater and Eugene Bain got them back into the game, and they take a lead at the half.
Yeah, they've clawed their way back. It was a tough start. They looked so sluggish. They looked lackadaisical on defense. They looked like they had too much to eat at the hotel, but now they look like they're starting to get the rhythm of the game. Even though Jerron Keno Bars is not in the game, he's facilitating. He's drawing 2 defenders, kicking to Eugene Bain, giving driving lanes for Dominic Bridgewater. Bradley Lightborn now is filling it up from the outside as Keno Bars is drawing 2 in the high post. So Bradley Lightborn has knocked down some shots. So now they look like they're starting to get into their free-flowing offense, and everybody's getting connected on offense.
A quick look at the first half numbers. Dominic Bridgewater leads Eleuthera with 20. Eugene Bain has 17. Bradley Lightborn off the bench with 7. On the other side for Abaco, it's been Oswald Meadows, the top scorer, with 13. Marty Davis with 11 off the bench. And Godfrey Roll Jr. with 7. We'll take a break and we'll return for second half action to see who will head to the gold medal game between Abaco and Eleuthera.
In the heart of Nassau, we welcome you to Bahama Handprints. Since 1966, we've been designing and manufacturing one-of-a-kind fabric. Every yard is printed by hand, and every garment and accessory crafted with expert care. Meet Les, our head printer for over 30 years. Les delicately prints each swath of fabric in our Harbor Bay factory, a skill he has mastered over decades, a true labor of love. Our islands inspire the vibrant colors and tropical motifs synonymous with Bahama handprints. Our team of artisans passionately creates an array of apparel and accessories for women, men, and children. A visual feast, designed and made locally. Visit our factory store in Harbor Bay today to see it unfold before your very eyes, or visit one of our 2 boutiques located in Sandyport, Nassau, or Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera. Bahama Handprints. Boldly Bahamian.
Inspections by the MVTF are to begin January 2024 on all commercial vehicles. Drivers will need to ensure that their trucks meet safety standards. Inspection areas include lights, horns, brakes, hydraulic systems. All trailers must be inspected on the same timeline, must have proper brakes, locking systems, and is roadworthy. Contact us at 601-0629 for further details and appointments.
Blue Lagoon Island is an amazing private island day away that's fun for all ages. Choose your speed. Swim in the calm lagoon. Conquer the inflatable aqua park. Tour the island via Segway or relax in a hammock under a swaying palm tree. Visit our dolphins, sea lions, stingrays, and sharks for an encounter of a lifetime. There's just so much to see and do on beautiful Blue Lagoon Island. Call 363-1003 to book your spot today.
First we plan, then we innovate, then we build. At Bahama Striping Group of Companies, we are committed to quality, to safety, and to service. We know that the road you take is just as important as your final destination. At Bahama Striping Group of Companies, it is our job to make sure the road and the ride are as smooth as possible. From striping roads to building them, we are the right choice, the trusted choice, the only choice to help you build your tomorrow.
As we celebrate our 50th independence, Rollville Development Association presents its 79th annual Rollville Regatta and Homecoming under the theme The Legacy, Our Future. Thursday, August 3rd to Monday, August 7th. Performing live, Michi Ellen, The Rhythm Band, Bloody, Sean, Jam and Ramen, Sunshine, Singing Crop in Bishop Lawrence Road. Sponsored by Sandala and the Ministry of Agriculture. August 3rd to the 7th. 79th annual Rollville Regatta and Homecoming.
Welcome back to the Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium, and if our first half was any indication, we are in for a barn burner here in the second. Eleuthera and Abaco with an opportunity to play for the gold medal on the line here in our first of two semifinals. Moses, incredible first half, incredible shooting, 5 ties, 5 lead changes. The biggest lead was Abaco by 10. Just great basketball all around.
Great basketball all around. Great three-point shooting. As you said before, they ended Eleuthera ended with 8 for 19 from 3-point, 42%, phenomenal. But even Abaco did one up them, 6 for 11, 54%, and that's the ball game right there. The three-point shooting has been remarkable from both teams, but Eugene Bain, when Eleuthera struggled, Eugene Bain said, hey, come on my back, put the pineapples on my back. Let me carry them down the road until you guys catch me up. And they did that. Bradley Lightbourne stepped up. Dominic Bridgewater started to hit some shots, and their continuity started to come together, and now they look like they're settled down, and let's see what the second half may breed for them.
And as a coach, if you're Dexter Cambridge right now, your team fought back, overcame a 10-point deficit, has a 4-point lead, and your star player only has 2 points.
You can wipe your head from some of that sweat and say, hey, we've really weathered the storm. And Eugene Bean affecting the game on both ends, drawing the charge, just hit the three-pointer. So he adds to his 3-point total.
You know what? Burroughs may be able to finish this game with 2 points, and they're going to be okay if Eugene Bain keeps playing like this.
Absolutely. I mean, while we wait for Keno Burroughs to get to the game, Eugene Bain is driving the car right now.
He says, don't worry, I got it. I got it. 20 points for Bain, 20 points for Bridgewater. Like you said, they have put this Eleuthera team on their back and have led them all the way back into this game. This 7 points represents their biggest lead so far tonight. Bray pulls up the 3, off the back iron, rebounded Joseph. I think he got Bain and Bridgewater confused there on the run out. Eugene is saying, I'm playing well, but I ain't that fast. No, slow it up a bit. Roll tries to take the 3, rebounded by Lightbourne. And the guards for Eleuthera have rebounded well. Joseph and Lightbourne have been on the boards.
And I don't think Lightbourne started the game to begin with, but he was playing so well, and like he does again, straight line drive to the basket. Somebody has to cut him off.
But I think that's always the mark of good coaching. I am not too proud to shy away from adjustments. If I made a mistake not starting you and you showed me why in that first half, I'm going to start you in the third quarter.
Definitely. He showed up. And so he's giving him an opportunity to start this quarter so that they can jump off to a fast start. And a fast start they have.
Malik Penn also on the other side getting the start in the third quarter for Abaco after not seeing any action in the first half. So Coach Cooper not going to Davis, Knowles, or Joseph. Portia will check back in. Joseph controlling up top, looking for Burroughs in the mid-post, finds Bridgewater on the cut. Dominic Bridgewater Maybe your point guard, but he's a shoot-first point guard.
That's
and
right.
he has 22 points.
Mr. Activity. He moves well off the ball. So those backdoor cuts are just in his wheelhouse. And he will finish around the rim with the best of them.
And I think the versatility of Burroughs allows him to do that. Doesn't always have to have the ball in his hands. Eleuthera is running somewhat of a version of the way you see the Nuggets run their offense through Jokic and the high post. They're doing that with Keno right now, and the guards are making those back cuts. Bridgewater, the beneficiary of that play just now.
And because he could see over the top, it makes it so easy for him to see the floor. So when he squares up, he can see the entire floor. And Dominic Bridgewater backdoor cuts, perfection. And then if he doesn't hit Bridgewater backdoor, he had Eugene being wide open on the wing.
Bridgewater and Bain have combined for 42 of Eleuthera's 63 points, leading the charge in this semifinal. They have filled whatever void has been necessary. Abaco has to respond. Lightborn, great defense, but Gray misses the easy putback. Just when you thought Abaco had their prayers answered to end that drought, they come up empty on that trip up the floor. Gray gets a hand in there and steals it away.
That's how you do it. Lose it on one end, go back and get it on the other.
Bull with the step through Euro step forces Bain to get a hand in there, and he will go to the line.
Good finish. Buffy Roll is another small guard, but these are two guards that can finish around the paint.
We saw Eugene Bain standing in the middle of the lane and was completely undeterred.
Unfazed. You know, they attack the basket with reckless abandon, but they can finish around the rim with the best of them.
Abaco desperately needed that one, and Roll comes through in a big spot with that three-point play. Get within 10. Burroughs has right in the post, spins. Letting everyone know.
Says right is too small.
Right, just too small. Just his second field goal of the game, but Eleuthera with a 10-point lead. Meadows, pass too high for right.
Meadows passing. Look like he saw him a new ball.
Bridgewater on the run out. Lightborn for three. Misses it.
These guards are rebounding from both teams.
Cross-court pass to Gray. This is everything. Lightborn finally corrals it, and Eleuthera slows it down after a few helter-skelter possessions.
And Wright looks to be frustrated.
Burroughs, the Euro step was too easy. You have to have greater resistance for him. Nobody checks right, and he is able to finish on the opposite end.
So a 10-point lead now for Eleuthera. They've extended this lead. And now, Ronaldo, you see who's got into the game. There you go. He's getting going now. He says, okay, I gave you all your time. It's my time now.
He sees a matchup that he likes.
Yes.
And I think Eleuthera will take the Burroughs versus Gray matchup every single time.
Yes, he's a bit flat-footed.
Until that switch happens, and it seems as if it's happening now. But Eleuthera would have been content to go with that every single trip up the floor. I think you have to put Wright on Burroughs just in terms of foot speed. I don't know if Davis is a great matchup either.
I don't think so.
Wright on the run out, great Euro step, but blows the layup. Gives Eleuthera an opportunity. Burroughs with the full court heave to Lightborn, and he goes to the line. Wright did everything but finish on that move.
$1 billion move in 20 cents.
Got to be kicking himself for that one.
Yeah, you have to make those sure baskets, especially when you're wide open.
And trying to overcome a 10-point deficit.
So Eugene Bean getting a much-needed rest from Dominic Fernando.
I don't know how long they're going to be able to keep him on the bench.
He looks like he's cooking. I don't know if they want to sit too close to him on the bench.
I guarantee you, if Abaco scores 2 field goals, Eugene Bain is back in this game because there's no way with the way he's shooting, he's going to be content sitting there.
Yeah, Eugene has really been filling it up in this.
You know how it is when you sit that close to the coach. You're ready to just give him that tap on the knee,
right.
like, hey.
Ready to go get back in.
Let's get this back going. Highborn makes one and gives Eleuthera the 11-point lead. Approaching the 6-minute mark here in the third. Abaco has to get back to that ball movement that was so prevalent in the first half. We're seeing it right now, just passes just errant. That's one of them right there. You know what's going to happen when that guy is in transition.
That's a bucket.
Seeing more errant passes now from Abaco than we saw in the entire first half.
They were really clean in the first. Oh, great pass.
Inside to Davis, but he is swarmed. Looks like they're going to get Fernando on the whistle.
Yes, looks like Fernando on the floor. They're calling on the floor that he's not an active shooter.
So Davis, 11 points in the first half, yet to score here, 5 of 6 from the field. Stripped by Bridgewater, and it goes off the knee of Davis. So on one dribble, Bridgewater dug down, able to force the turnover. And Eleuthera is rolling right now.
Better hands for Bridgewater there. Going back to Burrows. He likes his matchup with right active hands.
Pull up Jay.
Good shot there from Burrows.
And now he's mixing it up. Against the bigger guys, it was the foot speed to get to the rim. Against a guy his size, step back Jay in the face. And jawing it right as they head back up the court. Wright cannot shy away from this matchup.
Going at him. I hope Wright doesn't go in the shell like a snail.
Other 3 off the mark.
Good. Keno Barros following Keno Barros there with Meadows going up for the basket.
This Abaco team has to ensure that the entire team doesn't go into a shell right now, because this game is at one of those moments where it could go either way. You have to show the same resilience that Eleuthera showed when they were down 10 in the first half.
And exactly like we said, look now, Eugene being back in the game. Didn't take long. He took a 2-minute break. He's back in there.
And Wright heads to the bench for Abaco. Robert Joseph checks in. And it looks like Gray is going to check in for the shooter Meadows. After the made free throw.
That's okay. So I like this move from Marco Kubi. Said, okay, Sebastian, you got Keno. Okay. Good hands there.
Davis erasing that one at the rim. Knowles, great pass to Roll with the finish over Bridgewater. Defense turns to offense. The block by Davis led to the run out by Roll, finishes over Bridgewater.
So the ball seems to be wet. So the officials getting the change of the ball and can't seem to find the backup. Remember the script? Okay, somebody.
I feel like we had 2 bins. So, okay, it shouldn't be that hard to find. There we go.
Okay. Good job.
So this matchup with Gray on Burrows is kind of what got him going after a few drives to the basket. Let's see if Eleuthera goes to that side of the floor. But when you have Eugene Bain cooking like the way he has, Burrows may have to take a back seat.
And Eugene is begging for the ball. I don't think this is a good matchup for Gray.
Burrows goes one-on-one but shoots an air ball.
Godfrey Roll is going to knock that one down.
Pull up Jay. Just off the mark, rebounded Burrows.
Oh, offense. Offense. Yep.
And that will be 3 on Burrows.
That's 3 fouls now on Ron Keno Burrows here with 3:47 left in the third quarter. What I would like to see from Abaco is doing such a good job getting the ball in the post, and that they've strayed away from it. Marty Davis was cooking in the first half, but now they've gone to predominantly outside game, but they need to put the ball out in the post and get a touch every now and then.
Joseph goes pick and roll with Davis, and he pulls up and hits the jumper. Yeah, Davis really established that inside-out game. But just with him being the threat on the floor, maybe that's enough to open up things for these guards like Joseph did on that last possession. 10-point lead. Go back down to Bain. He has an advantage over Knowles.
Too deep.
Short arms it, but comes up with it again and finishes over Davis.
Too deep.
So short arms it over the smaller defender, gets Davis on him, finishes with the jump hook. There's just no stopping Eugene Bain tonight.
He feeds off of contact, so that drives him. He was too wide open on the first attempt.
See a pass over to Gray. Pump fakes. Gets it back to Roll. Good ball movement for 3. Roll can't cash it in though. Burrows boards it. Bridgewater comes the other way for Eleuthera. Pounded by Joseph and he gives it up. Burrows inside against Gray. Through contact. Bain with the miss.
That's offensive basket interference by Lightborn, so that would go the other way.
And they do call it. Lightborn thought he had the putback. Basket interference. Joseph checks out, as does Lightborn. Miller and Gibson will re-enter for Eleuthera.
Gibson had a long stint on the bench. I haven't seen him for a while, but he's back in the game.
And Wright has replaced Davis in the Abaco lineup, so saw Marty Davis in just a short sprint. Joseph pull-up jumper.
Gotta push in the box.
They called Gibson on the push, trying to box out Wright.
Saying that he had his both hands in the lower back. They're in the bonus now, so that'll be 2 shots with 2:21 left in the third quarter. So Abaco needs to utilize this now. They're in the bonus. They need to attack the basket, go to the line, hit some free throws with the clock stop.
I think Abaco may be pulling a fast one. Thought they called the foul, Gibson boxing out on Wright, but Joseph said it's me going to the free throw line. Referees trying to clear this one up. And Wright will shoot it. I don't blame Joseph for trying. If I'm a good shooter, I would do that too.
That's a good try. That's a good try.
He almost had it.
And he goes down smiling.
Wright makes it anyway, so apparently we didn't need Joseph at the line. Splits the pair, but Knowles, among the only Abaco player on the line, and comes up with the rebound, comes up with 2. Third shot opportunity for Abaco. Kicks it out to Joseph. Great closeouts by Eleuthera, running the 3-point shooters of Abaco off the line.
Good ball movement.
But they needed one more.
Good ball movement.
Rolante Knowles deserved to have that shot after hustling for 2 offensive rebounds on that possession, keeping it alive for Abaco, and has trimmed this deficit to 8.
And as you can see, their pressure has ratcheted up now. They're really hounding the ball now.
Burrows,
they got
bad
the steal.
pass inside to Bain. But good defense on the other end to keep Roll away. Gibson on the drive, inside to Bain. Eugene Bain.
Oh man,
Who else, right?
Who's going to stop him?
Nobody is going to stop him. The clock has to reach 0. It's the only thing that's going to stop Eugene Bain.
He's locked in tonight, and you know it's so good. The crowd is still filing in. You still have an opportunity if you want to come down to the Kendall Islands Gymnasium. The crowd is really filling up here, and Eugene Bain is putting on a show for them right now.
He is definitely putting on a show. 11 for 17 from the field right now. Make that 12 of 18 from the field right now. 26 points going for number 27 at the line. And perhaps most impressive, 4 of 4 from three-point range.
Absolutely. And he's asking to come out. I guess he wants to sit out the last part of this.
Wanted to get this 130.
Yeah, get that extra blow.
Knowles pulls up for 3. And that is not the typical possession we've seen Abaco have.
Rush shot, well defended, not the shot you wanted. After two bad possessions.
Meadows mismatch, but Bain pulls up. I think he bailed him out just now, pulling up for that jumper.
Looks like the ball will stay. Pushing the back.
Bain will check out Fernando. Now checks in for this final minute. Give Eugene a rest. Headed into the fourth.
Dominic Bridgewater has gone silent over the past few possessions. Let's see if he'll be able to get back in the swing of things.
Knowles good on the first.
But that's part and parcel that Robert Joseph and Godfrey Roll are interchanging and giving Bridgewater the fits. Full court, there he goes again. Joseph really hounding Bridgewater right now, causing Malik.
Yeah, it's as simple as just not giving Bridgewater any comfort level. We're just going to be in your face the entire possession.
That's a travel.
Burrows called for a travel. And you hear the Abaco supporters are in the gym now.
They're here.
May have took them a while, but they have arrived. Celebrating on every Eleuthera turnover.
So right here, you want to get 2 good possessions. 40 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Meadows goes to post up on Miller. Knowles on the drive. Knocked away. Wright battling for it. Comes up with it. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Joseph has to put it up. 3 is short. Burrows races the other way for Eleuthera. Full head of steam. Euro step and 1. Keno Burrows in transition is a nightmare for the opposing team.
And he says to the crowd, be quiet. We got this tonight.
Yeah, I think he took it personally after the Abaco fans are celebrating their travel a bit too much.
Yeah, they started to go off, and Keno Burrows said, "Hey, quiet, everybody. We still got this under control."
So Burrows now finally in double figures with 10. 10 points, 7 boards, 7 assists, though. I'll tell you what, he's having one of those games where it didn't look like he was having that impact, but flirting with a triple-double at this point.
Yep. And he converts on three-point play.
You know, we called it somewhat of a version of the offense that the Nuggets run with Jokic, but leading the tournament in assists and leading this game with 7 assists, it certainly does look like that. Roll again.
Roll to the basket. Straight to the cup, straight line drive. Gotta stop him from getting in the paint. But like you said, Jerron Keno Burrows is doing his best impersonation of Nikola Jokic.
Roll and Bridgewater are so similar in the fact that when they drive to the basket, it does not matter the defender that's in front of them. They are attacking with intent.
And they play through contact. So that's so key.
3 seconds left. Burrows tries to get all the way to the cup and just poked away at the last second by Oswald Meadows. Great defensive play. 80-71 headed into the fourth. Do not look away, because with the way these teams have been shooting the basketball, this deficit could be erased in 3 possessions.
Definitely did. They've had a hard shooting from 3-point range. And now you see that Keno Burrows is getting into the game. So now we need for Abaco to come back re-energized. They need to go back to the post and work inside out.
Let's head down to the sideline. Sasha will be joined by Dexter Cambridge.
Coach, we have one more quarter to go. Tell me how your guys have done so far. They started off a little slow, but now they're into the game.
Yeah, we were told the game was at 7:30. We got here, the game started at 7, but it's a dog fight right now. We got to fight to the end. You know, we came out a little sluggish. I told them Abaco is not going to lay down and let us just run over them. So we got to fight till the end.
What's the key to winning this fourth quarter?
We got to dominate on the inside. We got two of the better players in the tournament. So we continue going inside, we'll win this game.
All right, thank you so much, Coach Cambridge. You heard him say it. It's a dog fight. We got Eleuthera. We got Abaco. I told y'all yesterday I got a root for Eleuthera silently. That's where my parents retired to, so that's who I'm rooting for. Back to you guys.
You don't have to be silent, Sasha. Journalism is changing. You can just be a fan. That whole objective stuff, that is so 20th century. We're done with that.
Yeah.
Be a fan. It's all right.
And if I could put a twist on Coach Cambridge, this seems to be a prickle fight because they're throwing pineapples at Abaco right now.
You cannot wait to make your puns. Wall of Abaco, prickle fight. The Eleuthera fans, I'm sure, appreciate it. And any other pineapple references you have, just feel free to throw it out there. You got 10 minutes left to make all the pineapple puns you can.
What a game! What a game! We've seen a great game so far. Looking forward to this fourth quarter. See what Abaco brings. They have to come out. The first 5 minutes of this quarter is essential for them to get good looks and lock down on defense.
This is the matchup I want to see. Dominic Bridgewater against Godfrey Roll. Now taking on the challenge because Bridgewater won the first half. Roll won that third quarter.
So Bradley Lightburn there with the grab on the hand of Meadows. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2. And that's what they need to do more. Get to the line. You're going to stop the clock. You can go and hit 2 free throws. Go back, lock down on defense. That one can be on the ground.
They're calling it on the ground. Referees are under the basket.
Wow.
Roll with 15 points, 7 assists. Meadows with 14. Davis still with that 11 from the first half. Looking to feed him inside. Wright gets it to him.
This is the matchup I wanted to see. This is the matchup I wanted to see.
And he travels. I think the footsteps Burroughs coming over on that help defense caused Marty Davis to hesitate just a bit and force that travel.
Yeah, he tried to split the defense, but he just tripped over the defender.
It was either going to be a travel or the fourth foul on Burroughs. One of these teams was going to celebrate that possession because he came over and sold out on that help defense.
He came over and walled up, wasn't giving Marty Davis a straight line to the basket. Eugene Bain
again.
Eugene Bain said he's almost doing the Jordan.
At this point, he's got to do the Jordan shrug. I don't know. I can't explain it. Roll. Thought he was fouled. Does not get the call, and Eleuthera races the other way. Just slips out of the hands of Lightbourne. Abaco wants a travel call on that. Burroughs missed one. Too wide open. And Davis just not paying attention, and Eleuthera comes away with a fast break. And now the Eleuthera cheering section, challenging the Abaco section. And Burroughs getting after the referees from 2 plays ago. Gotta be careful here, not wanting to get thrown out. He's too important to what this team needs to do. Coaching staff and the rest of his teammates just trying to keep that under wraps and keep this game going and finish this strong for Eleuthera. They have a 13-point lead right now. You need your emotional leader to be your leader on the floor.
Yeah. So he has to let the coach fight for him. They need him on the floor. He seems to be having some blood coming from him. He's adamant that he's being punished. You know, and that's the sentiments of the big guys. They always say when they get down low, the little guys really punish them. So he's really agitated that He's really getting punished down low, but he has to maintain his composure because they're 8 minutes from wrapping up a chance to contend for the gold medal.
And you see, that's what Cambridge is telling him right now before they left the bench, saying, look, we need you. I need you to have some composure right now in this moment.
And the referee is telling them, we miss sometimes,
Well, it's one of the only jobs where you have to be absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
You can't make mistakes as a referee. I'm sorry. Society made it this way.
Or you get crucified. Okay.
Joseph, nice looking pull-up three from the top of the key.
Good knockdown there. 3-point shot, and he's been shooting well here.
Abaco needs to get back to that. They started this game so efficient from three-point range, moving the ball so well, going inside to Davis, creating shot opportunities, but that has gone away for a lot of the second half. It's been a lot of one-on-one. Wright comes away with the steal. Joseph pulls up again. Can he make it 2 for 2? Off the mark. Rebounded by Roll. What hustle by Malik Joseph to come away with that one. Count the basket. Bridgewater will have a chance for a three-point play. And I think Roll was waiting from beyond the arc. He thought the ball would just bounce directly to him, or roll to him, pun intended. But Joseph hustled, got on the floor, was able to tip that one away, and it leads directly to a three-point opportunity for Eleuthera. That's something that won't necessarily show up on the stat sheet, but amazing hustle there from Malik Joseph just to get that going.
Those 50-50 balls really come down the stretch. Especially here in the fourth quarter, you got to go at everything. Coffee Roll was supposed to go ahead and take the initiative to dive on that ball, make sure that he secured the possession for his team. He can't be lackadaisical in the fourth quarter. It's all or nothing right here.
What I like about that, this is a Division II college player. This is a guy, basketball is his livelihood, but he's giving his all here at this Bahamas game. He's diving on the floor for a loose ball.
I like it. Him and Oswald Meadows on the previous possession, he was diving at it. So I like the intensity from the guys. Little body check here.
Yep, call for the foul.
Barr saying, now you feel what I feel. Telling the little guy, now you feel like how I feel.
He is not going to let this one go. Doesn't matter if they win by 30. I think the referees are going to hear about it after this game. Fortunately on the drive, out of control, but he is fouled.
And it looks like they're just about in the bonus. They're one more foul away from the bonus.
Three team fouls.
I don't know if they changed it as yet. Okay. So it is three team fouls.
3 team fouls on Eleuthera. 7:38 left to play here in the fourth. So Burrows with points, rebounds, assists, and now sweeping the floor. Really trying to do it all. Inbound to Meadows. Around a Davis screen, pulls up for 3. And Oswald Meadows with another one. Third 3 of the game for Meadows. Brings his team within 9. Joseph around the Burrows screen, gets it back to him. Burrows now takes a 3. Off the back iron, rebounded by Bain. Bridgewater, spin move, fouled, and he goes to the line. Dominic Bridgewater and Eugene Bain both working on 30. Bridgewater with 26. Bain with 27 and 7 boards.
Still on the triple-double watch for Keno Burrows.
He's 1 rebound away from the double-double. He has 13, 9, and 7 at this point. What a move from Bridgewater. What a game he's had so far.
He's really he really carried the load here in the last few minutes of the third quarter as well as the fourth quarter. He's ratcheted up his defense, putting a lot of pressure on Godfrey Rose. Godfrey Rose seems to be worn down from the constant pressure. He's picking up full court. And that's what Dominic Bridgewater will do.
And his efficiency has been amazing. Hasn't shot it particularly well from 3, 2 for 7 from there, but when it comes to two-point range, has missed only a single shot. So a lot of those have been drives to the basket.
Everything in the paint. Got to keep him out the paint. He's going to finish through contact.
Meadows tried to feed Davis, led him a bit too much. Burroughs comes up with the steal, gets it over to Joseph. Can't finish. Burroughs gets his 10th and 11th board and a chance for a three-point play.
Burroughs taking over the game down low.
He wants to hear it from the Eleuthera faithful. They're right next to the Abaco fans. You can see one side has gotten really quiet. One side has gotten really loud, and that is the way this fourth quarter has gone. Tense moments here for Abaco now, trailing by 13, possibly 14.
Now they seem to be going small, bringing Robert Joseph back in. Play along with Meadows, Knowles, Roll, and Wright. And they counter it with taking Dominic Fernando, who just checked in, and bringing Q Gibson back in the game to match up.
Yeah, with this lineup that Abaco has on the floor, Q can play a small ball forward just because of his athleticism. They're not going to really miss anything with rebounding. And on top of that, Joseph and Lightbourne also rebound the ball very well.
Very well. There you go. So does Bridgewater.
He takes a three. Off the mark. Rebounded Burroughs.
Burroughs really going to work now.
He should be able to eat with this lineup. Joseph on the drive. Lightbourne will be called for a foul. They're going to say he got him down low as Joseph spun on the pivot. Joseph trying to provide that spark for this Abaco team. Coach Cooper searching for answers, going small, perhaps looking to speed up the tempo of the game.
And body language doesn't look good on the Abaco bench.
Joseph wishes he had that one back. They are going to need every one of those at this point. Misses them both. Burroughs boards it.
Now it's milk the clock time. They're going to put the ball down low to Burroughs. I can tell you that. They're looking to put the ball down low to Burroughs.
Wright nearly comes up with it, and now he does. Numbers for Abaco, and Knowles travels. They had numbers, and he took one too many steps on the fast break, trying to feed it back to Wright.
Looked like he was going to Florida. He packed his bags and traveled.
Let's see if Eleuthera tries to go down low here to Burroughs. Has the matchup with Wright. Both teams going with basically a 4-guard lineup.
They're going to go down low to Burroughs. They like that matchup with
Burroughs already coming with the help. Roll reads it perfectly. Finds Meadows on the wing. Knocked away by Lightbourne. Oh, the referee on the near side is calling it a foul. Far side referee says it was just knocked away. So they're going to talk it over.
It looks like they're converging.
Referee with the foul call generally wins.
That's the third now on Lightbourne.
Seems like he picked up all three in this fourth quarter.
Been much more aggressive.
So Meadows rattles home the first free throw. 18 points for him to lead Abaco so far. Wright nearly had the putback dunk. Bridgewater takes the contact and scores. Officially a 30-piece for Dominic Bridgewater. Roll, looking for a screen from Wright. Fortier mishandles on the drive. Count the basket.
Count the basket.
He's had a few of those out of control drives tonight. That one found the right spot on the glass. Abaco hanging around.
Wright English.
Still trailing by 14. Just over 5 minutes left to play here in the fourth.
So will it be a comeback, or will Eleuthera lengthen this lead? We'll see. It starts right here at the free throw line. They got to knock down these free throws.
Well, it seems as if this small lineup is so beneficial for Eleuthera on the offensive end. Abaco not really getting stops. This lineup may work for Abaco offensively. I don't see where it's working on the defensive end. And that's what they're going to need to get back into this game.
I think Keno likes this matchup with Wright. He's taking him directly to the basket.
The big bodies of Davis and Gray at least provided some resistance where Burroughs had to perhaps step back and take a jumper, or they force him into difficult shots. But when he has Wright on him, he just feels like he can go straight through his chest like he did on that drive, and he's either going to have to foul me or I'm going to get an easy shot.
Yeah, he feels like he has a big advantage because he faces up and he drives directly to the basket, straight line drive. And it seems like Wright can't do anything to stop him.
Eno Burroughs, national team veteran, currently playing in France in the NM1 League.
Both shots good.
Makes 2 from the line.
Stretches the lead now to 15.
15-point lead. Under 5 minutes left to play. Abaco has to pick up the intensity here and play with a greater sense of urgency. Fortunate on the drive, finishes with the scoop shot. Can't trade baskets at this point. They've got to get stops. There's one. Eugene Bain loses that one on the drive. Roll, crossover through the lane. Bain challenges, but too late getting there, and Roll finishes.
See, these two little guards are something else.
Swing pass to Joseph. Another assist from Burroughs. Just when you think he's focusing on the scoring, finds a cutting Malik Joseph for assist number 8. Right. Rips away the rebound from Burroughs. Joseph on the drive. Gets it out to Wright. Loses the handle on the drive. And back comes Eleuthera the other way. Burroughs inside. Another three-point opportunity. Keno Burroughs has come alive in this second half. Just 2 points at halftime. Now up to 19.
Yeah, Keno has come to play in the second half. I know that he would have been unsatisfied with the way he performed in the first half in terms of points. But his value was so much more than scoring because he was able to facilitate.
21 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists.
Wow, 2 assists away from a triple-double. And now, timeout.
Under the 4-minute mark, 15-point lead for Eleuthera. points in the paint, a 16-point advantage for Eleuthera, 56-40. And a lot of that has been Dominic Bridgewater. You may think it's the bigs, but it's been that tough-nosed point guard that has gotten into the paint time and time again. His 30 points lead the game.
And Dominic Bridgewater, he does it on both ends. As he goes defensively, it triggers his offense. And if you let him get downhill, he's going to finish with the best of them. He has a nice little floater in the lane, and he knocks down the three-point shot good enough to make you honest. So between he and Eugene Bean, what they've done in the first half, trickling over to the second half, Eugene Bean led the second half with a three-pointer. So the repetition, Gene, Dominic, and now the closer. They handed over to the closer, Keno Burrows, and said, bring us home, buddy.
And for all that depth we were talking about with Eleuthera for the past few days, Dexter Cambridge has gone to his playoff rotation. It's pretty much been 6 guys.
You haven't seen Clayton Smiley Miller for too long in this game.
He's had about 5 minutes. Nobody else. Fernando has had about 5 minutes, but It's been this Bridgewater, Joseph, Burrows, Bain, and interchanging between Gibson and Lightbourne. That's the rotation that Eleuthera's gone with.
No more experimentation. This is going with who you know at this point.
And tomorrow he may shorten it even more.
Definitely.
If they do continue and finish with this 15-point lead over the last 3:37. Have to put the disclaimer out there. Stranger things have happened.
Definitely. But I would like to say that Abaco really came out to fight tonight. They did not just lay down and let Eleuthera run over them. They came out and they battled.
Held a 10-point lead in the first half, while Eleuthera really struggled to find some sync offensively until Bain and Bridgewater decided they had enough.
And the difference in the second half is knocking down open shots. They have not been able to consistently lock down the three-point ball. In the first half, three-point ball was falling with regularity. This half seems like they've gone away from it. They've not been able to sink as much open shots, and they've missed a lot of bunnies around the rim.
Joseph, the one-on-one offense has not been the calling card of what got Abaco to the point where they had such success.
No ball movement, lack of ball movement, one shot and out. They have to move the ball. They had great ball movement. They were facilitating in the first half. Great ball movement.
Meadows. Davis finally gets his hand on one, and after having such a great first half, he had to go and get his own rebound and put back just to get a touch here in the second half. Davis finally gets points number 13. Lightbourne.
Good move by Lightbourne. Got a foul there. Drawn on Keno Burrows. I think that is his 5th. If I'm not correct, I think he has fouled out of the game.
Let's see. Haven't heard the buzzer.
So it's his 4th.
Number 4.
They've adjusted it, number 4 for Keno Burrows.
Coach Cambridge motioning over to him. As a veteran, you let the veteran play with the fouls, but you just let him know how many you have. The indication of telling him how you have to play this last 3 minutes.
Right, just be careful. Don't play cautious. Don't play it safe. But just know you have 4 fouls. And now Meadows tries to match up against Burrows.
Go inside to Lightbourne. Has the matchup against Joseph. Offensive foul. And Joseph gets up smiling, pointing to his head saying, I'm smarter. In other words, I got away with the fluff. Meadows on the drive against Burrows, trying to force him into that fifth. Doesn't get it. Burrows comes the other way. Dish to Joseph for three.
No good.
Abaco comes the other way. Meadows inside. He can't finish. Joseph Burrows all alone
And
with
one.
roll. And another three-point play opportunity. Perhaps we'll talk it over and we will confirm. They will count the basket.
They have to count. That's a continuation. We fouled him on the drive. He had already picked it up.
Yeah. Not sure why there was a conversation to be had about that, but Burrows does get the continuation. Continues to jaw at the refs. And finishes the three-point play. So if nothing else, this Eleuthera team is entertaining. Roll tries a three. Burrows boards it. Lightborn goes behind the back. Puts one up.
Malik Joseph blows the easy layup. Lofty Roll is going to knock down the three. Can't leave him open. Haven't seen too much of that. But he's able to knock one down.
Hasn't been that wide open.
No.
Joseph gets it over to Burrows. Poked away and stolen. Abaco continues to push. Meadows. Missed roll in the corner. Foul on the floor.
So it looks like we have one team that's going to book their ticket to the gold medal game. It looked like the Eleuthera Pineapples. No, I mean...
I was just about to ask if you wanted to make a pineapple pun, because this is your time. You have a minute and 20 left. Anything you need to say about pineapples, get it out the way.
They look like they're going to book their ticket to the championship game. Phenomenal game. Keno Burrows came through when they needed him most, down the stretch. Dominic Bridgewater carried the team when they had scoring woes. Eugene Bean was just a man possessed in the first half.
Fantastic first quarter.
He put the team on his back and said, hey, let me take you over the hump. Okay? I know you're coming. Yeah. So this has been a pineapple fest in the second half.
Of course.
They've just put the pineapples on the line. It's been a pineapple eating contest.
Yeah. So far we have Pineapple Fest, Pineapple Eating Contest. You ain't working pineapples hard. I'm sure you will at some point.
Yeah, and this game I can't connotate the Great Wall of Abaco because there's not been much shot blocks.
She'll be back tomorrow. No worries. 106-94. A complete turnaround since an early 10-point deficit for this Eleuthera team. And however Keno Burrows needs to get ready for a game, they're going to have to continue to just let him do that because it has worked wonders.
And I'm just looking to see if he's still in the game because we're still on triple-double watch.
He's 2 assists away.
2 assists away from the triple-double. But it looks like he's going to go to the bench with this lead basically secured. Eugene being still on the floor. So it looks like, okay, he's coming back on the floor. So maybe they still have him on the triple-double watch.
I don't know if he's going to be able to get 2 assists with 1:19 left. See, the key to stat padding is you got to get it out of the way early before people get into foul territory.
And now let's see if they give it to him. Good. Hands it off. But
Bridgewater doesn't have a reason to shoot it.
Bridgewater's taking it out. Let's see if he skips the pass. Good. Joseph. See if Joseph
had to shoot it. Shot clock's running down.
So that's a shot clock violation.
All right, now I'm just rooting for the triple-double. I was too focused on that. No, Abaco is going to be looking for a 3 here. Roll comes off the screen, finds Knowles. Shot fake. Off the front iron. Ball stays here with Abaco.
Valiant effort here from the Abaco survivors. They survived the runs of Eleuthera and made a run of their own, but it was just not enough. Not enough shots fell here in the second half for them to withstand the pressures of Keno Burrows, Eugene Bain, and Dominic Bridgewater.
Right inside. Touched it to 10. 4-second difference between,
and that's one. He's one assist away from the triple-double. But they look like they're going to run it out. Let's see.
Yeah, just not enough time.
And Bridgewater is holding on the
Maybe
wings,
they know.
Trying to get another shot at it.
Maybe they know.
Trying to get another shot.
I don't know if somebody was informing them of the stats.
I don't know if they have a stat keeper on the bench, but somebody's looking at their phone, so maybe they're keeping the stats online. And they're going to tell Keno Burrows that he's one assist away from a triple-double.
Now, I don't have access to all of the Bahamas games history because this has been away for quite some time. But I feel confident in saying, whether I'm wrong or not, I'm going to say it confidently. It's going to be the first triple-double in Bahamas games history.
And that could be true.
Who can refute it? There's nobody that's going to refute it unless you can bring me the records to prove me otherwise.
This could be the first triple-double in Bahama games history. Oh, and now they're holding on. You can't do that. That's going to be 2 shots on the ball. Unsportsmanlike foul. So that's going to be 2 shots on the ball.
And Eleuthera,
and he's going to foul out in the process.
I think it's safe to say Eleuthera books their ticket to tomorrow's gold medal game. So Keno Burrows done it all. It started with recruiting because this is a very special team. Team has a lot of raw talent.
Yep.
And he's still joined. And he's in the face of Robert Joseph. 110-98. The pace that these teams started the game with, it's impressive that they maintained that throughout these 4 quarters.
Amalante knows he's going to give it a shot, and that concludes it.
That'll do it. 30 points for Dominic Bridgewater on 13 of 20 shooting. Eugene Bain finishes with 29 points, 9 rebounds. Keno Burrows, 25 points, 15 rebounds, 9 assists.
Wow. Bradley
Lightbourne has 12 off the bench for Eleuthera. Abaco, 5 players in double figures. 6 players in double figures, sorry. Godfrey Roll leads the way with 20. Oswald Meadows has 19. 13 each for Marty Davis and Jehu Wright. Latrell Poitier with 10, and Rolante Knowles also finishes with 10 off the bench. A high-scoring affair. Players were putting up video game numbers. It was entertaining to watch. We had everything we could have asked for in that game. And now, even better at the end of it, Keno goes over and smooths it over with the referees. And that is a true veteran because he knows I got one more game left to go.
Thank you. He says, thank you so much. I got all the sauce. You know, I was just a little bit into the game, getting slapped in the face, but hey, thank you guys. Excellent job. We secured the victory.
And if it's anybody he needs on his side headed into the gold medal game, it's the people in gray.
It's the people in gray.
We will head down to the sidelines. Sasha will now be joined by Keno to hear from him post-game.
All right, Keno, you had 20-plus points. Talk to me about your emotion throughout the game.
We started off kind of slow. Actually, we thought the game was 7:30, and they called me, said 7, so I rushed here 1 minute out my nap. But, you know, it was a slow start. Hats off to a great Abaco team. They came with the energy and intensity. It's a playoff game, you know, everything on the line for the championship. Hats off to them, but I'm glad that we found a way to be resilient and use our togetherness, our team camaraderie, and Coach Dexter had an excellent game plan we executed. and came out with the win. We excited about the championship.
Now, what's the strategy going into the gold medal game tomorrow?
Just depending on who we play, we can watch this game and see who we play. And after that, Coach Dexter can watch the film and he can let us know what type of adjustments we need to make, what kind of defensive schemes, and we can do whatever he say.
All right, thank you so much, Keno. That was Keno Burrows, one of the high scorers for Eleuthera. Throwing it back over to you guys.
Thanks, Sasha. And as a parent, I can say unequivocally, Keno is right. Naps are so important. And to interrupt someone from a nap, consequences can be dire.
Definitely. Keno said he was 1 minute into his nap and he got a call, ring-a-ding-ding, time to play. But hey, they came out with the win. Awesome game.
We will take a break right now, and when we return, the second of two semifinals, Grand Bahama versus New Providence.
Yeah, you thought we was finishing. Everybody, clap your hand. That's it. Come on. Jump with your style. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Stern, 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 stern. To the bow, 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 bow. To the port, 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 port. Now stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Hey. Stern, 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 stern. Now bow, 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 bow. To the port, 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 port. Now stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Music. Oh yeah. Scalable. You don't know how to come style? Let's do the come style. Come on. Knock on Johnny, knock on one. Knock on Johnny, knock on one. Knock on Johnny, knock on one. Knock on Johnny. Now freeze.
Here, in the heart of Nassau, we welcome you to Bahama Handprints. Since 1966, we've been designing and manufacturing one-of-a-kind fabric. Every yard is printed by hand, and every garment and accessory crafted with expert care. Meet Les, our head printer for over 30 years. Les delicately prints each swath of fabric in our Harbor Bay factory, a skill he has mastered over decades, a true labor of love. Our islands inspire the vibrant colors and tropical motifs synonymous with Bahama handprints. Our team of artisans passionately creates an array of apparel and accessories for women, men, and children. A visual feast, designed and made locally. Visit our factory store in Harbor Bay today to see it unfold before your very eyes, or visit one of our 2 boutiques located in Sandyport, Nassau, or Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera. Bahama Handprints. Boldly Bahamian.
Inspections by the MVTS are to begin January 2024 on all commercial vehicles. Drivers will need to ensure that their trucks meet safety standards. Inspection areas include lights, horns, brakes, hydraulic systems. All trailers must be inspected on the same timeline, must have proper brakes, locking systems, and is roadworthy. Contact us at 601-0629 for further details and appointments.
Blue Lagoon Island is an amazing private island day away that's fun for all ages. Choose your speed. Swim in the calm lagoon. Conquer the inflatable aqua park. Tour the island via Segway or relax in a hammock under a swaying palm tree. Visit our dolphins, sea lions, stingrays, and sharks for an encounter of a lifetime. There's just so much to see and do on beautiful Blue Lagoon Island. Call 363-1003 to book your spot today.
First we plan, then we innovate, then we build. At Bahama Striping Group of Companies, we are committed to quality, to safety, and to service. We know that the road you take is just as important as your final destination. At Bahama Striping Group of Companies, it is our job to make sure the road and the ride are as smooth as possible. From striping roads to building them, we are the right choice, the trusted choice, the only choice to help you build your tomorrow.
As we celebrate our 50th independence, Rollville Development Association presents its 79th annual Rollville Regatta and Homecoming under the theme The Legacy, Our Future. Thursday, August 3rd to Monday, August 7th. Performing live, BCLS, The Rhythm Band, Bloody, Sean, Jam and Ramen, Sunshine, Singing Prophet Bishop Lawrence Rowe. Sponsored by Sandala and the Ministry of Agriculture. August 3rd to the 7th. 79th annual Rollville Regatta and Homecoming.
Gymnasium, and we have a featured guest, the sports minister himself, Minister Mario Boleg. Minister, how's things been going so far, and not just basketball, but overall?
I think things have been going well. The Bahamian people appreciate what's going on right now as fans and also as athletes. The athletes are just glorying about the excitement in the air. And you know what's most important of it is not just us uniting the country together, but looking at the family islands being successful. Long Island winning sailing, Columbus Isles winning women's volleyball. Now you see Eleuthera just advance in the gold medal round in men's basketball. Here you got the two biggest islands in the country now fighting for only one can go to the finals. So that should tell you the playing field has become even, and that's what we want for the development and growth of sporting disciplines in the country.
Now, I know your heart is with basketball. You are birthed out of basketball as the sports minister. What have you seen here? What do you like?
Well, I mean, I like everything, including softball. If you go to softball now, we got about a quarter full gym right now in basketball, which is pretty good as we move to the semifinals. If you go to softball, the park is completely packed. And, you know, the competition is there very stiff. Just looking at these teams now, I can't tell you who's going to win between the Providence and Grand Bahama. But I know Eleuthera has proven, not only on paper, but on the court, they appear to be the best team out there. So their chances of winning the goal is great, but you can't count out the heart of a champion, which is New Providence and Grand Bahama.
Now, Minister, I see a lot of our international athletes, Aquino Burrows, Keyshawn Strawn, they are participating in these games. How could we get more of our senior athletes, the Shawnees, the Stevies, to come home for these games as we're going to do them more regularly now?
I think you'll get more of them to come over now that once I announce the next date, at the closing ceremony of the games. What happened is with Shawnee and those, of course, she just had a child. And then, of course, Stevie, them and a couple of those are preparing for the NACAC champions. They leave here on Tuesday. And then World Championships is right around the corner. But definitely, the next time we host this event, I expect to see much more international athletes coming out and partake, because many of them didn't have an opportunity to play. And that's why, for instance, like Keno Burrows and Dominic Bridgewater getting their opportunity now to play in the Bahama games, because they never played in it before.
Now, I heard the Prime Minister talk about the Peter Bethel Bahamas games. How close are we to seeing that happen? Is it going to happen the next time around?
Oh, most definitely. I think that is something that the cabinet will agree, knowing that Peter Bethel, this was a dream of his. It came to reality. He was the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture when it came to life, and it was a vision of his. And so, it's only fitting that we name the game after him. The Prime Minister's on board, and I'm sure the rest of our colleagues, even including the opposition, will agree.
The Minister, final question for you. We got New Providence, we got Grand Bahama. Who you pulling for?
Well, they tell me I have to stay neutral as the Minister of Sports, But I know who I'm pulling for. They're not playing tonight. They're out of the playoff, and that's the Chick Chani Andres.
All right, good answer. There you had it. You heard a lot from our Sports Minister. The next game we have coming up is New Providence and Grand Bahama. Eleuthera has already advanced to the gold medal game. They will play the winner of this game tomorrow, and the two losers will play for the bronze medal. Turning it back over to you guys.
Means a lot to me. Seeing my customers smile brighten my day. Family is important to me. I love spending quality time with my grandchildren. I'm happy to celebrate 70 years with Lowe's. My name is Constance Penn. I've been working with Lowe's for 48 years. I hope and trust that they have another 70 years to come.
KTH Physiotherapy has a professional team of therapists that stay up to date with the latest methods in orthopedic rehabilitation. Our clinical staff is praised in helping in the recovery of sports injuries, including neck, back, knees, and shoulders, just to name a few. We provide high-quality service in a warm, friendly environment. Insurance is accepted with a doctor's referral. Get back on track with KTH Physiotherapy. Located East Bay Shopping Center, opposite Potter's Key, 394-5161.
Catch Janae's annual 20% off back-to-school sale going on this week only. Get up to 20% off on all school items in stock. Yes, 20% off all school items. Shirts, jumpers, skirts, boys' long and short pants, school neckties, PE shorts in a variety of colors, colorful backpacks and lunch bags, character towels, raincoats, and umbrellas. Shop early and don't miss out on this. Janae's Chesapeake Road's annual 20% off back-to-school sale going on this week only. Beat the rush and save. Janae's 20% off annual back-to-school sale going on now. Restrictions apply.
What you also notice on the sideline is Eleuthera is not leaving. They are doing their early scouting at the moment. So this is kind of like, you know, in the movies when the contender is always waiting, watching the champ in the ring fight, and he wants to say something to him and send a message. I want you to know that I'm here. That's what Eleuthera is doing. It doesn't matter who wins. We want you to see us.
And it was so funny. Keno Barnes was just joined saying, we already here. Y'all got to meet us here. So y'all better win the game. The guys would join and join. So it's good. It's all love and war with them. You know, they're going to talk to each other. But at the end of the day, these guys have been friends for many years, played on national teams together, played in Peace on the Streets together, played in park tournaments together. So these guys know each other, played in the different associations together and round robins. So they're good friends off and on the court, and the camaraderie is just excellent, like the minister said, from all aspects and all sports. You see the crowd coming out and gelling with each other in oneness and in unity, and this is what it's all about.
New Providence comes in with an undefeated record and has completely dominated. Let's give you a rundown of their results. An 86-50 win over Columbus Isles, 109-37 over Long Island, 89-64 over Abaco, and 81-57 over Mical. So right away you look at that and you think, this team has gone untested. How will they respond tonight? Grand Bahama has had a test already. They lost by 3 to Eleuthera. And even the first matchup against Andros, they won by 8. New Providence has not had anything relatively close to that. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond to a team of this caliber here tonight with a trip to the gold medal game on the line.
I think the first 5 minutes are key in this game. It will set the tone for the rest of the game. Who comes out with the defensive intensity and controls the tempo of the game, it will set the barometer for the rest of the game. And I know that New Providence is coming out. They follow as Mark Hanna instructs with the full court press, basically for 40 minutes. So this is going to be very interesting how they adjust defensively with Grand Bahama knocking down shots, if they do, and how they change their defensive up and their schemes.
Your starters for Grand Bahama: number 1, Willis Mackey; number 4, Kenton Smith; 5 is Israel Martinborough; number 8, Trevor Bain; and number 11, Ahmad Pratt. Over for New Providence: number 4, Garvin Clark; 6, Dylan Musgrove; 10, Kemsey Sylvester; 11, Jordan Wilson; and 15, Michael Bain, but we'll just call him Furley for this broadcast. Kent Bain to Smith inside, just rims out. And Trevor Bain starting this game. We saw Grand Bahama last time out, gave their vets an opportunity to rest, had some of the younger guys like Basin playing big minutes. Bain misses the jumper from the corner.
Ahmad Pratt skies for the rebound. Now you see Trevor Bain didn't start yesterday, but as you can see, he's starting today to give them a punch. He normally comes off the bench and gives them a little scoring ability off the bench, but he's starting today because they want to jump out to a good start here. Starting in place of Ferguson, who started yesterday.
And he plays such a great role as a facilitator, has great scoring ability. But in terms of getting into the teeth of the defense, he was so instrumental in drive and dish plays, creating opportunities for the Grand Bahama shooters. Dylan Musgrove showing he's one of New Providence's top shooters. 3 from the top of the key to get our scoring going here tonight. Pratt on the drive.
Pratt, good drives to the basket. Good hard drive.
Just based on the eye test, you can see Grand Bahama has a couple 6'8", 6'9" dudes in that front court. New Providence relatively small. They undersized with Jordan Wilson playing the 5.
The front court for Grand Bahama goes 6'8", 6'7", and 6'9".
Bain in the corner for three. How is New Providence going to match up with the size and the length of this Grand Bahama team, particularly when they drop into that 2-3 zone? Wilson. And we're here rambling about the size and him being undersized against these dudes, and he just did not care.
He is Draymond Green. He is Draymond Green 2.0 Bahamas. He enforces himself in the game. He does not, anybody can tower over him. It doesn't matter the size. He goes through you. He's aggressive. He will not stand down to any challenge.
And he's the best version of Draymond Green, the type that won't punch a teammate in the face.
Definitely. And he looks like he gets on his teammates. You can see him in defensive lapses. If you watch his demeanor, he gets on his teammates. He loves to play defense.
Bain again for three, 2 for 2. Trevor Bain starts hot. Grand Bahama has an early lead, but you know New Providence is gonna run. Even off of the make, Furley takes it, goes baseline against Pratt, has it knocked away. See Hanna doing his traditional pacing the sidelines. He takes as much steps in the game as his players. Wilson steps through defenders. Thought he should have went up with that one, tried to make the extra pass, but somehow he's up court to get the steal. And Bain with an acrobatic steal as well. Martinborough resets for Grand Bahama, finds himself open. 3 off the front rim. Bain gets it in the corner to Musgrove. Feeds Sylvester. You wouldn't think that the post would be a strong point for this New Providence team, but there goes Sylvester with an underhanded layup, looking a little Kevin McHale-ish on that move.
Good up and under move there from Sylvester. And he's longer than you think. He's about 6'2", 6'3", but he plays longer than you think.
Bain putting the moves on, and he's starting. There's something about the name Bain tonight, because we had Eugene just going unconscious in the first quarter, and now Trevor Bain doing the same thing here for Grand Bahama.
And remember I mentioned it earlier. He was inserted in this starting lineup, and I think Coach Dudley is saying we got to get off to a good start. We were sluggish in our past 2 games, so we need Bain to get us off to a good start, and that he is doing.
Trevor Bain, dominant early on.
And he converts on the 3-point play.
9 of the 11 points for Grand Bahama. Clark all the way to the cup. Marvin Clark, tough-nosed guard. 3-year stint at the University of Akron. Headed this fall to Division II, Indiana University of Pennsylvania. The Hawks are getting a good one with Clark. Bain on the drive again. Count the basket. Trevor Bain is unstoppable, and he knows this New Providence team does not have a traditional rim protector. Oh, Kempsey Sylvester!
Kempsey Sylvester going up for the one-eye throwdown.
And maybe Grand Bahama doesn't have the rim protector for him. Sylvester throwing it down.
Woo! Vicious throwdown there from Kempsey Sylvester. He would not be denied. He ran up and Trevor Bain stayed on the floor because he knew he was in dangerous ground.
And this is already shaping up to be one of these games where this back and forth action is going to take us through these 4th quarters.
And I'm looking at the door and I see standing there at 6'11", Zane Knowles standing there at the door.
Eleuthera? Are they still doing the job?
I thought Zane was coming to play with Eleuthera. Are they still adding teammates at this juncture?
We'll see tomorrow. Alexander misses on the 3. Smith with the rebound. So Trevor Bain with 11 early points. Pratt, good dish. Double clutch. And Pratt finishes.
Pratt is very active early in the game.
It's all Bain and Pratt so far. Bain with 11, Pratt with the other 4 for Grand Bahama. Fade away by Wilson, no good. Bain
Trevor Bain
high.
going up for the rebound. He's doing it all right now.
Defended by Musgrove, swings it over to Mackey. They find Smith inside. Good ball movement from Grand Bahama, but even better closeout from Alexander.
Good shot there from Edwin Martinborough.
Good defense, better offense. Martinborough pulls up for 2 in the mid-range. 5-point Grand Bahama lead.
Beautiful looking jump shot there.
Musgrove inside against Smith.
That's where he's good. Around that mid-range. He's good with that little short jumper.
New Providence looking to change up the pace a bit. You see Richard Lowe about to check in, and Lowe has been a bright spot throughout this tournament, has shown a level of versatility a lot of people did not know he had. Sylvester on the move. Great pass to Clark.
Good pass. And that's what they have to do. They have to get out early and run.
Kamsi Sylvester, University of the Bahamas Mangoes star for a few years. Made his impact recently on the senior national team level as well.
Mouse in the house.
Big task having to guard Willis Mackey.
That's a tough task for Kamsi Sylvester. He's tough down there. Tough catch in the paint. Tough score.
And once Grand Bahama slows it down, that size advantage really comes into play in the half-court set.
And that's their advantage. They want to slow the ball down. They don't want to run up and down with New Providence, or they may be in for a long night.
Sylvester, baseline J, it's one shot and out for New Providence. There's really not a lot of second shot opportunities.
And that bodes well for Grand Bahama.
We'll have to see how that trend goes tonight.
Mouse in the house again.
Another mismatch.
Mouse in the house again.
Clark comes away with it. Somehow turns that into a fast break.
Get that out of here.
Trevor
Bain. Oh my goodness. Trevor Bain says, get that out of here. He has some hops.
He also has the gold medal game in his sights. Trevor Bain coming out to set the tone early for Grand Bahama and just wanting everyone else to follow his lead. It does not matter that he's playing with 2 pros on this team. Trevor Bain is saying, I am going to lead us to this finish line.
Trevor Bain is looking good. He has some hops, man. He does not give up on the play. I love that about players. He was all the way on the opposite side of the floor, and he got over for the challenge block. For the run down block.
This New Providence team playing surprisingly well in the half-court set, but it'll be interesting to see how long that is able to hold up when we don't anticipate that they will be able to rebound with this Grand Bahama squad. You listed the heights of that front line. It's going to be very difficult not just to defend them, but to be able to rebound against them. And what sort of impact will that have over the long haul? Right away, you see Marhana going to some sides, inserting Chicken Wiley and Richard Lowe to play down in the post area.
To match up with the length of Willis Mackey, Kenton Smith. And I think Ahmad Pratt went to the bench for Baisden, Donald Baisden.
So Baisden checks in, and for New Providence controlling now is Ken Von Farrington.
And Baisden can jump out in the gym.
Miscommunication.
And he puts it in.
Farrington and Alexander. Unforced turnover there.
Cards can't turn their back to the basketball.
Wiley inside the Musgrove. Midi jumper is good. Musgrove also off to a quick start.
He can hit those, man. He will hit 9 out of 10 if we don't play him up.
Musgrove with an early 7.
Martinborough now putting the moves on Farrington.
Farrington, a tough-nosed guard, didn't go anywhere.
This is exciting basketball. You gotta love this. This is just awesome basketball.
It's what you expected from these Bahamas games once we saw these rosters and we saw the type of talent that was going to be playing. Bain, he's had the hot hand. Still hasn't missed a shot from the field. Basin steps into a good-looking jumper off the mark, but gets his own rebound. Those are the rebounds that you expect Providence to have to get. Bain all the way to the cup.
Nice move. Nice move.
5 for 5 from the field, 13 points for Trevor Bain. Alexander goes around the low screen. Farrington directs traffic. Low rolls to the cup. Farrington pulls up for 3, misses everything. Alexander gets it. He puts up a 3, blocked by Mackey. And Mackey on the run out. Nobody there.
And he puts it down. So now, Grand Bahama going on a mini run.
Willis Mackey with the block and finishing on the other end. Providence searching for answers on offense. Wiley tries a 3. That one is off. Doesn't follow the shot. Had an opportunity for that rebound.
They're going one and done now. Not what they want to do.
Smith on the drive. Martinberg pulls up. Off the mark. And Strong picks it up.
And you know, Coach Mark Hanna is saying, we have not been this way before. They haven't been down much in any games.
Strong loses the handle. Farrington also misses. One shot opportunity and it's done.
So I guess they're saying, hey, we've not been down, period, much less down 7 points here early in the first quarter. So this is uncharted territory. So we're really going to see how New Providence responds after getting punched in the mouth here in this first quarter. It's been the Trevor Bain show.
They have to find an answer for Trevor Bain. 13 points so far, 5 of 5 from the field. Doing it on the defensive end. Wiley on the drive, jams it home. That's the easy basket that New Providence needed. Under 5 seconds left. Smith pulls up for 3.
No good.
Off the back line, we had a high-scoring first quarter in our first semifinal. That one was 27-21. This one ends 25-20. So on pace for another 100-point game if these teams continue the pace that they've started with.
Quick start here. New Providence, a little sluggish, not getting into their sets because the length of Grand Bahama seems to be affecting them, especially down low. You've seen a few tip shots. I seen Willis Mackey got a tip. Kentuan Smith got a tip. Even Ahmad Pratt got a tip on the three-point make. So it's going to be very imperative for these guys to contest the length of Grand Bahama and get into the middle of the paint. Dylan Musgrove is out of the spark down low as he's hitting those little middies. So if he continues to hit those, I think they'll be okay. But it all predicates on the defensive end. Which team is going to get enough stops to withstand the runs of the opposite team?
And New Providence has to find some sort of rim protection. Perhaps Richard Lowe is going to be that body that is going to make a difference, but Trevor Bain was living at the cup. Willis Mackey was sealing smaller defenders, and when he wasn't scoring himself, creating shot opportunities. So how will New Providence? I'm more concerned about them defensively than I am with how they look on the offensive side of the ball.
Absolutely, and that's key. And Richard Lowe, it may be a mismatch because they've put him on Willis Mackey, and Willis Mackey is actually beating him down the floor every time.
Let's head down to the sidelines as Sasha is joined by Coach Said.
Coach Dudley, just talk to me about that first quarter. You guys came out hot.
We're trying to feel out New Providence. They playing a press, but we're trying to figure out how to break the press. As you notice, we're settling down a little bit. We know to play in the championship, we got to go through New Providence, so we're trying to figure it out. My team has settled down a little bit. We're going to be a little better in the second half.
What are the key factors for quarter number 2 and heading straight into the third and fourth?
Keep on pounding the ball inside. We have 2 big men. Keep on pounding the ball inside. New Providence is a little bit small, so we're going to continue to pound the ball inside.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. You heard Coach Dudley say, pound the ball inside. That's going to be the key for Grand Bahama. Let's throw it back over to you guys.
I'm sure the shooters from Grand Bahama is like, are you sure? Because we can shoot this thing.
Yeah. And Richard Lowe going to work early there with the basket inside.
Maybe he is going to be the answer. Because there is a difference between tall man and big man. Kenton Smith is tall man. He's not big man.
Yes. And Bain, horrible defense.
Nobody gets back, and Musgrove beats the entire Grand Bahama team down the floor. That has to be the game for New Providence. Utilize your speed. That is your advantage.
Run, 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 run. Get out and run. Get out and transition.
Now New Providence into a zone. Bain attacks.
Man.
Still perfect from the field.
Trevor Bain has just come to play.
What do you do with Trevor Bain but watch him score? Up to 15 now, 6 of 6 from the field. And Furley gets the steal and the dunk.
Furley has always been a good defensive player. He shoots the gap and gets into the passing lane.
Something about this last name tonight.
Ahmad Pratt from the corner. And that three is good. So Ahmad Pratt is affecting the game. He's had a good stint here.
They may be tall, but they can shoot the basketball.
Absolutely.
Very versatile front court.
All of their bigs can really shoot it. Including Ahmad Pratt, who just knocked down that three-pointer.
Inbound goes to Lowe. Gets the step on Smith. Left hand, no good. Offensive rebound goes to Wiley. Skip pass over to Bain, and New Providence resets. Looking to try to get it to Lowe inside. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Miscommunication with Bain and Sylvester. Ball goes over to Grand Bahama.
Turnover. Kemsey was trying to cut back door, but Furley thought he was going to spot up for a three.
Martinborough feeds Ferguson inside. He sees his first action. Pratt steps by Lowe.
Good
blocked by Wiley.
Wiley.
And look at Lowe leading the break. Getting it to Bain. Steps around Ferguson. Back to Lowe. And it rolls in.
So Richard Lowe, 2 for 2 here. 2 buckets down low in the paint.
We talked about that last game, how Bain has developed into much more of a facilitator. Used to him being such a high scorer for years, but he really does a great job of playmaking at this point.
He takes what the defense gives you.
Wiley gets it over to Musgrove. Blocked by Smith.
There by Kenton Smith. Musgrove took a bit long there, allowed the defender to get back into play. So let's see what New Providence runs out of this baseline play. Look like they're in the eye. Look like
Pratt will exit the game, and in comes Irvin Lewis. Perhaps to match up with Lowe. Just needed to get a bigger body in his way. Will it make a difference on Lowe? It did on that possession. And ball out of bounds. Gonna say it was off Lowe. Also into the game, Clemente Martin controlling top of the key.
Affectionately known as Baby D.
So Grand Bahama with 4 reserves on the court right now with Smith. Lewis there. He is fouled.
Irvin Smooth Lewis getting physical down low. They may be undersized when they come off the bench, but Irvin Lewis, Clemente Martin, Ferguson, they play big down low.
We saw Lewis give this Grand Bahama team such good minutes against Bimini in what was a close game. And he came in and he was really the difference. And you mentioned the similarities between New Providence and Bimini, and we see sort of that same thing playing out in this game where New Providence has to rely on that speed, has to rely on that team defensive effort to contend with the size of Grand Bahama.
Definitely, and I always say it either comes down to if they get on transition and get easy baskets, or they're able to make enough jump shots. Now the question is, can New Providence make enough jump shots to withstand the zone if Grand Bahama sits in the zone? So New Providence has to knock down shots, maybe Dylan Musgrove, Garvin Clark. They can knock down some shots. But what Grand Bahama is going to do is going to force New Providence. I heard them saying earlier in passing that allow them to shoot, let them shoot until they hit 2. We're not going to put any pressure on the perimeter. We're going to clog the paint and allow them to shoot. So maybe that's their strategy. It's working for now because they haven't shot it really well from downtown or inside 17 and 19 feet.
I don't know if I like that strategy. Questionable strategy.
Well, it's working so far, but they want to clog the paint and allow them to shoot.
So Lewis will go to the line. He will be in the front court with Smith. Basin, Ferguson, and Martin in the game. Sylvester, Musgrove, Bain, Lowe, and Wiley for New Providence.
Lewis good on both.
Bain controlling the point guard duties while Clark is on the bench. Steps through, gets it over to Lowe.
Good move.
Scores against Lewis. So crafty around the basket. Richard Lowe. Ferguson gets by the pressure but slips. Ball will go to New Providence. Ferguson slipped on the drive. Turns it over.
A little precipitation on the floor. These guys are really going hard. Official Christian Wilmore making sure the floor is not slick. One of our international referees. One of the best we have here in the Bahamas, Mr. Christian Wilmore.
And he'll let you know it. Not bashful about that at all. Bain against Martin. Putting the moves on, gets inside, but stripped by Ferguson. Sylvester and Musgrove giving chase, and Musgrove knocks it away.
Nobody scream wolf.
So Bain looking to get inside, I think, and dish the ball off to Lowe, as he did on the previous 2 possessions.
And they've gone flat. They haven't scored in some time, other than the free throws from Irvin Lewis.
Stolen away again by New Providence. Wiley gets it ahead to Sylvester. Basin is there. Basin fouls. Sylvester goes to the line.
So that ties the game.
After that dunk that Sylvester had earlier, Basin pretty brave running with him on the break. I was kind of nervous for him.
You may have cuffed that one and threw it down.
I thought that was about to happen.
Sylvester is sneakingly strong for his stature. He's really strong around the rim. He finishes well around the rim, and he has a good base about him. Very strong.
And it seemed like it happened quietly, but he has given New Providence this lead. Trevor Bain and Willis Mackey back in for Grand Bahama. Burley Bain fouls Trevor Bain.
And they probably want to keep the ball to the center of the court. They don't want to dribble the ball to the coffin corner. Corner is another mind. They want to keep the ball to the middle of the floor and the press.
Mackey inbounds it to Bain. Ferguson steps through and will be called for a travel.
That sport is over across the way.
Called for a travel.
Hop, skip, and a jump.
Another turnover for Grand Bahama. Inside to Lowe. Faces up Lewis. Tries to spin off him. Nearly travels. Ball lands in the hands of Sylvester. Weaving through the defense. And the quick hands of New Providence. Stolen away from Bain. Sylvester. Reverse layup. Musgrove nearly jammed it home. Bain for 3.
And he puts it in.
Michael Fairley Bain gives New Providence a 6-point lead.
The vet with the big 3-pointer to put New Providence up by 6.
This is where Grand Bahama will need Trevor Bain to step up like he did in the first. But they go inside to Lewis.
And that one goes off Dylan Musgrove.
I need to see Kentuan Smith and Willis Mackey get a touch on every possession.
And they're running away from those guys. They're going one pass and out or one pass and a steal. They have to get involved. Now you see them putting on the token 2-2-1 press. What are they going to do out of the press? Mackey walks into a three. No good.
Off the back line, rebounded by Sylvester. Again, no communication.
That's good. That's good help defense there from Kentuan Smith.
Smith, pump fakes on the three. Low will be called on the block.
So he was inside the charge circle underneath the basket. So Kentuan Smith will go to the line for two.
They're running him off that three. Smith doing a good job attacking the basket, but you know at some point he is going to pull those 3 pointers.
And you notice that the Providence is now getting into that up and down game. That's what they feature. They want to get up in transition, get that ball to half court and open the floor and go on 3-on-2, 2-on-1 fast breaks all game long.
That's GSSA basketball.
That's it. That's it. So referee Christian Wilmore making sure these guys are properly adorned. Shirts securely tucked in their trousers. And Kentuan Smith.
Smith spent last season in Denmark, averaged 16 points per game. Will head to Sweden this season.
Oh, uncharacteristically.
Surprisingly misses them both. Lewis fights for the rebound and will draw a foul on Bain.
And Furley with the hands around the neck.
So having the addition of Lewis in there with Mackey and Smith, giving Grand Bahama an even greater advantage on the boards. And it paid off. After 2 surprising misses from Smith, Lewis there for the rebound.
And he looks like he was disgusted with himself. He just shot the ball on the dead ball and watched it go in the rim and just shook his head and said, wow, finally. So hopefully that will get him going, seeing the ball go into the rim. Martinborough.
Wilson knocks Mackey off of his spot. Great defensive move as an undersized defender. That's what you have to do. It worked for a while.
Good move by Mackey.
Good defense, far better offense by Mackey.
And he imposed his will there. And
they're going to have to send help with that. And you can't allow Willis Mackey to have the ball that long, take those dribbles, and use his pivot to get that deep.
And he needs to do that a little bit more. If they're going to settle for outside shots like that, that is exactly what Grand Bahama wants in this game.
Martinborough goes inside to Mackey again. And this time they bring the help for Wilson, ties it up.
But he does not want to put the ball down there. Remember now, these guys are undersized. You put the ball down there, it's going to be gone.
Cannot allow Willis Mackey to take 2 and 3 dribbles and do whatever he wants. Wilson is a good defender, but just undersized in this matchup. Mackey's going to win more often than he's going to lose that head-to-head.
Absolutely. And Willis has great footwork down low, and he gets to the spot that he wants to get to, and he's patient. So you like that out of a big man. And they're running him off the line, both he and Kentuan, because they know that those guys can knock down the 3-point shot. So they're going to have to go down in the post, back to the basket, and put the ball in the hole.
Yeah, with the speed of this New Providence team, they're going to close out well on the shooters. Their Achilles heel is just the size in terms of post-ups.
Yeah. But the Providence playing really tough.
Smith got the step, stopped by Wiley. 24-second shot clock violation.
The bench is too quiet.
We've seen that happen so much in this tournament.
Too quiet.
Not hearing the benches start When that shot clock hits 5, everyone should be counting down.
Everybody should be counting down. And the coach should be standing up, shouting. Court awareness is so key.
Sylvester goes one-on-one, pulls up. He has had the hot hand this half for New Providence. Lewis inside.
Irvin Lewis with a strong move there on Wiley.
Grand Bahama has that advantage with several guys there. Coach Dudley was right. They are going to pound the ball inside. That has been their game plan here in this second half. What pass
Good
by Clark.
Good pass.
Wrapping around the defender. Garvin Clark showing great vision. Inside again to Lewis. Wiley just too small.
So that looks like Irvin Lewis is really battling on the boards. He's tough down low.
Foul called on Wilson.
So they're going to get a timeout.
New Providence will call time. Ball to the sideline. The pace of the game has slowed down. It's gotten even tougher to score. Grand Bahama continues to pound New Providence inside. But New Providence is running. Their transition game has somewhat neutralized the losses they're experiencing on the defensive end of the floor, unable to defend Grand Bahama in the post.
And they have to use their attributes. They have some fast, speedy guys, and they're getting down the floor. I loved in transition. They went quick into a 1-4 pick and roll with Chick and Wiley. Quick interior pass. Great pass by Garvin Clark to the rim. And that's how they have to play. They have to play fast out of transition, get easy baskets, and that's going to speed this Grand Bahama team up. As you can see, I'm shocked that I haven't seen Ahmad Pratt back in the game, because he really got off to a good start, and he was a mismatch for the Grand Bahama team. But let's see what happens. I think Irvin Lewis is doing a heck of a job down low, fighting for position, trying to draw some fouls on the team on the Providence, and going to the line and shooting some free throws.
Looks as if they will stay with Lewis, Smith, Bain, Martinborough, and Mackey. New Providence stays the same with Clark, Sylvester, Musgrove, Wilson, and Wiley.
And that one is no good by Lewis. Misses on the first.
College basketball experience all over the floor for both of these teams at this point.
Littered with talent.
Lewis splits them. Brings his team within 5. Looking for Wiley, matched up against Mackey. Wilson skip pass, goes to Wiley for 3. Brims out, but rebounded Clark. And when you're undersized, you need all 5 players on the floor to rebound. That's the New Providence point guard, first man to the ball. Feeling the contact and getting a shot up.
Edra Martin not boxing out. And that's what's going to happen. If he continues to just not put a body on the man, you're going to have offensive rebounds.
Clark, one of those tough-nosed guards that will seek out the ball on an offensive rebound opportunity.
And if you give him a chance to see the ball go in, it could be a long day for you, because he's a streaky shooter as well. So if he sees one go in at the free throw line, he starts to get hot, you could be in for a long 2 to 3 minutes.
We had a game where we saw him make 4 or 5 threes on consecutive possessions. So Garvin Clark can get hot and start rolling.
Let's see what Grand Bahama does here, and let's see Ahmad Pratt back in the game.
Bain, will he stay hot? Misses that one. Clark with the rebound, sees Musgrove on the run out.
And he throws it down, and that's how they want to play. That's how New Providence wants to play. They want to get on and run in transition.
Incredible how quickly they get up the floor. for three.
And he can shoot it.
And you mentioned that they should.
He can really shoot it.
Where he was on the floor.
I wondered where he was. He could stretch the floor. And he's a mismatch on the other end.
And Bahama responds with the Pratt three. Clark. Another dime inside to Wilson.
Garvin Clark is now picking this defense apart.
Another dime. Garvin Clark. Told you the Hawks are getting a good one this year. Clark has played in some big games. Martinburg, straightaway three.
Straightaway three. Cash money.
Saw Clark come off the bench for Akron to score 11 in the MAC championship. No stranger to big games.
Sylvester doing what he wants to do on the inside, even with the length.
MZ Sylvester in double figures. So New Providence has responded well, and Wilson just takes it away from Smith. Clark, another pass. Assist for Garvin Clark.
Now this is just crazy. Garvin Clark is just putting on the show. Doing what he wants to do.
Inside to Maki. Wiley knocks him off this spot. Smith, turnaround J. That one is good. Virtually no difference between game and shot clock. New Providence will hold for the last shot. Clark directing traffic. Is he got to do it again? Takes the screen from Wilson. Sylvester pulls up. Just rims out. First half comes to an end. New Providence heads into the break with a 52-45 lead, led by 15 points and one emphatic slam from Kimsey Sylvester. Dylan Musgrove, 11. He's been excellent on the break. 6 points, 4 assists for Garvin Clark, 5 each from Jordan Wilson, Pearlie Bain, and Richard Lowe came off the bench and gave some valuable minutes with 6. Over for Grand Bahama, Trevor Bain started on hot, finished the first half with 15. Ahmad Pratt had 10 and shot 2 of 3 from three-point range. Willis Mackey with 6 and Irvin Lewis with 5 off the bench.
This has been a great half of basketball, and in the first quarter, Providence was not getting out on the fast break. They were stagnant in transition. But with Timsy Sylvester getting out behind the defense, they've been able to lengthen the lead. And the game changed when Garvin Clark was inserted in the game about 4 minutes before the half was completed. And he started to change the flow of the game with some awesome dimes, and he got everybody involved.
We will head to a break. When we return, the second half of action between Grand Bahama and New Providence with the trip to the gold medal game on the line.
Bahamas.
heart of Nassau, we welcome you to Bahama Handprints. Since 1966, we've been designing and manufacturing one-of-a-kind fabric. Every yard is printed by hand, and every garment and accessory crafted with expert care. Meet Les, our head printer for over 30 years. Les delicately prints each swath of fabric in our Harbor Bay factory, a skill he has mastered over decades, a true labor of love. Our islands inspire the vibrant colors and tropical motifs synonymous with Bahama handprints. Our team of artisans passionately creates an array of apparel and accessories for women, men, and children. A visual feast, designed and made locally. Visit our factory store in Harbor Bay today to see it unfold before your very eyes, or visit one of our 2 boutiques located in Sandyport, Nassau, or Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera. Bahama Handprints. Boldly Bahamian.
Inspections by the MVTS are to begin January 2024 on all commercial vehicles. Drivers will need to ensure that their trucks meet safety standards. Inspection areas include lights, horns, brakes, hydraulic systems. All trailers must be inspected on the same timeline, must have proper brakes, locking systems, and is roadworthy. Contact us at 601-0629 for further details and appointments.
Blue Lagoon Island is an amazing private island day away that's fun for all ages. Choose your speed. Swim in the calm lagoon. Conquer the inflatable aqua park. Tour the island via Segway or relax in a hammock under a swaying palm tree. Visit our dolphins, sea lions, stingrays, and sharks for an encounter of a lifetime. There's just so much to see and do on beautiful Blue Lagoon Island. Call 363-1003 to book your spot today.
First we plan, then we innovate, then we build. At Bahama Striping Group of Companies, we are committed to quality, to safety, and to service. We know that the road you take is just as important as your final destination. At Bahama Striping Group of Companies, it is our job to make sure the road and the ride are as smooth as possible. From striping roads to building them, we are the right choice, the trusted choice, the only choice to help you build your tomorrow.
stakes are at their highest at this point. Both teams vying for an opportunity to meet Eleuthera in the gold medal game. New Providence enters the second half with a 7-point lead, 52-45. What does Grand Bahama have to do to shift this momentum and change the tide of the way this game is going?
RESPECT. Tell it what it means to me.
None of that is going to score
Show
points.
some respect. Guys, they have to respect the defensive end of the floor. They have to lock in. They've gotten too many defensive lapses, Ronaldo. And so they have to hone in on defense. The defensive breakdowns, Trevor Bain shot a long three-pointer, long rebound. Kempsey Vivester got behind, slam dunk. Transition defense was poor. Martin Bush shot, long rebound. Dylan Musgrove, they have to lock in and transition. The transition defense is key. If you let this New Providence team get out and run, it will be a long day for Grand Bahama.
The most amazing part to me is the fact that New Providence has been able to run off makes. It doesn't matter if Grand Bahama makes or misses a shot. They will run in transition.
They want to get the ball out quick.
Musgrove on the drive just gets by everybody and finishes with the layup.
Strong move there by Dylan Musgrove.
Providence starts the third. Off to a quick start.
Yeah, they go again. Off to the races.
When your five can rebound and run the floor, you create those opportunities inside to Lowe.
And he loses it.
That one knocked away. Lowe getting the start here in the third. Mackey slips, and they're going to call a block.
I was wondering if they were going to call anything on that play right there.
I really wanted to say Mackey fouled, but, you know, it seems as if they were letting them go.
Yep.
Wilson trying to plead his case to the referees. Never actually works with players since the beginning of time. Continued. Well, I guess you're arguing for the next call, right?
Making sure that they make the right one.
Biggest deficit of the night for Grand Bahama.
Good
Inside
pass.
to Mackey.
Good pass.
Great look by Smith.
Good steal there by Mackey.
Clark playing off the ball. Bain controls it. Gets inside the Low. A bit too deep. He's behind the backboard on that one.
A little bit too far out for him.
I don't think New Providence should disrupt their game plan too much and force feed Low inside, particularly against Smith and Mackey.
That's not the strength of their game.
Smith goes around the screen, outside to Bain. Passes up on the three. Those are the shots that he was making in the first quarter. And finally you hear the bench counting down to prevent the shot clock violation. Grand Bahama gets back on defense. Great job stifling that possible fast break for New Providence. But Garvin Clark is a fast break all on his own in the half court, somehow.
And he goes to the basket with reckless abandon, forcing Willis Mackey to make a decision. And Willis goes to the referee and asks, wasn't I straight up? You know?
Or what do I do in that instance? I'm not just going to let him score. I went straight up. Mackey whistled for his first.
And you know these bigs are really, they're not used to these guys running them in the ground. And you can see the war of attrition setting in on both Willis Mackey and Kenton Smith. They're not used to this frenetic pace. So it seems to be wearing them down a bit.
And New Providence is not going to stop running.
Oh no, it's going to be a trap meet for 40 minutes. Kenton Smith for three. No good.
Rebounded Bain.
He can't get going.
Clark thought about three. On the drive, gets it back to Wilson. Bain to the hoop. Bain will go to the line. So now it's this New Providence team with the good ball movement, driving to the line,
They're attacking the basket, and that's the difference. That's the difference. They're going to the line with the clock stopping and hitting their free throws. So they need to take, Grand Bahama needs to take a page out of that book. They've had 3 team fouls. They've had 2 team fouls now to start the first 1 minute of this quarter. But since then, they've not been attacking. They're settling for long shots and contested shots. So they have to change the trajectory.
Bain makes 2, and the lead is 11. Trevor Bain was the spark early on. Bad pass, and Clark just takes it away. Grand Bahama's back. Bain tries to draw the charge. No whistle, but a bucket for Clark. Grand Bahama will call time. And they need Trevor Bain to wake up at this point and be the catalyst and be that spark plug that he was early on.
And they're asking about the foul. Was it a foul? Was Trevor Bain outside the restricted area? But that's a good no call. I think that was a good no call. Because the contact, Garvin Clark was going away from the contact, so
not sure if the contact on that last play with Clark had a lingering effect on Bain, but he took a while to join the rest of the team in the huddle. Looked like he was favoring a rib.
Yeah, probably got a knee to the rib.
Joins the rest of them now, but Grand Bahama's offense has really looked stagnant. The ball movement's not there. Establishing in the post hasn't been there. Where will this team go to find offense? Trailing by 13. 13 can become 20 really quickly in games like this.
Really fast. And for me, they've been scoring a lot down low in the perimeter, so they have to go back to the perimeter. They have to go away from the perimeter game for a while, work inside out. Willis Mackey was doing a phenomenal job getting the ball down low and scoring, so they got to work inside out. Put the ball down low, give them a touch, and see what happens from them.
And I think at this point, Smith and Mackey are going to have to be selfish.
Definitely.
You are the guys on this team. You're going to have to take over. That's the responsibility of being the guy.
They rely on them heavily, so they have to be the ones to take the mantle.
Martinborough.
Good move there by Edward Martinborough.
Great move. Absorbing the contact from low, he is able to finish. Grand Bahama needed that one out of the timeout. Now they have to get some stops. Clark inside.
Good pass.
Outside, Musgrove for 3. Off the front end, but rebounded by Bain. His 3 is off. And right when Grand Bahama looked to have a shot, Clark takes it away and finds Musgrove for a dunk.
And it looks like Bain jammed his finger on that pass.
Nothing going right now for Grand Bahama.
And he's going straight to the locker room.
That is someone you cannot afford to lose. Will receive medical treatment in the locker room. Hopefully he can return, but it does not look favorable the way he rushed off the floor.
That's a big loss. That's a big loss.
He was the catalyst behind so much of what Grand Bahama did early to get that early advantage. And now they will go to Wild Goose. Christian letting him know that substitutions have to happen
at the desk. Yes.
At the desk. Doesn't matter if he just walks off of the court.
So he's telling Wild Goose he did not check in. There was no injury timeout called. Bain just rushed to the locker room. Franco Miller says, okay, think I better make my
You think because everything's fast and loose right now, Franco's going to get Trevor Bain's jersey. And checks into the game.
You know, they have the similar demeanor, similar build. I guess he said who would know the difference.
It would make things entertaining.
Yeah.
Smith inside to Ferguson, doesn't get it. Mackey misses the tip-in. And of course, when Providence gets to the ball first, Clark. True contact, no foul call. Grand Bahama comes away with it. Mackey on the drive, steps through.
Good move by Willis Mackey Jr.
Back down to 11. Providence has been efficient in the half court. We were saying all tournament long this has not been their game, but they've been very efficient in the half court set, particularly in this third quarter. Another good shot. Musgrove unable to finish, but Clark created a great shot there. Still with a chance to come away with points on this possession. Ken Von Farrington will check in now.
This one has the crowd mummed, Ronaldo. The crowd is now gone so quiet after this run here from the Providence team.
Because whenever it's New Providence and Grand Bahama, let's face it, we are expecting Hugh Campbell type atmosphere. That's where we always got it.
Absolutely.
And we expect those games to be close. You expect those games to be tight, because ultimately what every sports fan wants is something to argue over. You can't argue over a blowout.
No. Oh, bad pass there from Martinville. Willis Mackey for the jumper.
Step back, Jay looks good.
He has to now enforce his will now. I like it that he's taken over. He said he's taken on the challenge.
It's going to have to run through he and Kentuan Smith. Farrington stepped out of bounds.
So Kentuan Smith and Willis Mackey will have to take it upon their shoulders right now to get into this game.
Farrington pressuring Martinborough full court.
And back to Willis Mackey. I like this matchup.
He has the speed advantage over Lowe. Pull-up jumper again. Ferguson
tip by Ferguson.
The tip. The lead is under 10.
Sean Wildgoose now is there on the ball.
Wilson pull-up 3 off the mark. And somehow Farrington comes away with the rebound. But Wildgoose corrals it for Grand Bahama. Inside to Mackey, good give and go. Finds Mackey, and he is livid that he did not get that foul call. Farrington on the other end. So tough in the way he finishes. We saw in the last game where we talked about Dominic Bridgewater and Godfrey Rowe, small guards that finish well. Ken Von Farrington cut from the same cloth.
And he's sneaky too. He has some sneaky hops. He has some sneaky hops. So he can get up there. He can throw it down if you let him.
Mackey still cannot believe that he did not get the foul call on that end of the floor. Everyone seems to be having a conference with a different referee at this point.
Yeah, everybody's talking about the foul down there with Willis Mackey. Looked like he ripped his arm.
Martinborough trying to figure out why he got called for a foul on this end.
Ticky-tack foul down there. And
when they didn't get the call for Mackey.
And Mackey's arm is getting ripped off. So let's see how they respond now. 12-point deficit now.
Farrington again applying full court pressure. And that causes Grand Bahama to not get into their offense until there's 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Ball stays to GB.
Jean Wildgoose now, bad pass.
Oh, dangerous inbound pass. You cannot make those kind of passes with Furley Bain lurking.
You have to be more cautious with the ball right now. They're turning over the ball too much. Every possession counts. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Every possession counts. And they're getting into it with the referees too much. They need to just settle down, take a possession, one possession at a time, get some stuff, and try to chip away at this lead.
Bain returns to the bench, but like you questioned in the first half, interesting that they didn't go with Pratt in this situation once Bain exited. I thought Pratt gave them great minutes, and he's a mismatch on both ends of the floor. Didn't go to Pratt, didn't go to Baisden, didn't even go to Martin. They went to Wildgoose, and he's had a couple turnovers.
And I don't see Pratt on the bench. Okay, he's on the bench, but he knocked down a 3 as soon as he was inserted in the game in this quarter, and then you haven't seen him. He's gone ghost. He's really been having his way. He's been driving the ball. If they ran him off the line, he was doing a good job of getting to the basket.
I don't know if any 6'8" guys are going to sit on the bench if I'm coaching a team with a chance to go to the gold medal game.
Me either, and not for too long as well when they're a matchup. Nightmare for the other team.
Mackey inbounds now. Grand Bahama trailing by 14, just over 4 minutes left to play here in the third.
So Dylan Musgrove there with a hand check. 2 hands on the back of Willis Mackey. You can see that Willis Mackey and Kenton Smith are both winded at this point. They're trying to give it their best.
Well, we saw in our first game of the afternoon where we wondered if Waltia Roll would step out. And she said, no, I play more than this when I'm overseas. Yeah. I'm going all 32 minutes. So Mackey and Smith will have to do the same here if Grand Bahama wants to get back into this game.
Let's see what Martinburg does.
He will draw a foul. So Adriel Martinborough will go to the line to shoot 2.
The turnovers have mounted for them. The body language is not good on the bench. Guys are stretched off. Trevor Bain is back to the bench, which is good.
Question is, will he return to the floor? This team desperately needs him. We saw he completely changed the complexion of the game against Bimini that they needed to get to this point.
They need to get him back in the he and the Mod Prod. We're doing things for Grand Bahama.
Not sure what the status of his finger is, but if Grand Bahama is going to get back into this game, Trevor Bain will undoubtedly be a part of that comeback effort. Farrington around the low screen. Gets to the Bain, drives baseline. I think he thought he was going to be challenged. He went to put that one home. Inside to Mackey. No foul call. Ball goes to New Providence. Sylvester on the run out. Finds Musgrove. Layup is off, but Sylvester is fouled.
Martinburg there, not giving up the layup. And he looks very frustrated right now. These guys have gotten in the kitchen of the Grand Bahama players. They're just not giving them any space. This is suffocating defense. They're not used to this up and down. You can see everybody with their hands in their Kimber's hands on their knees.
Hugging on shorts.
Yeah, they're not used to this frenetic pace. And that is what is wearing down Grand Bahama right now. The Providence team is just out in a track meet.
The athleticism of Sylvester jumps off the screen with just about every move he makes, whether it's just grabbing a rebound. We saw that emphatic dunk in the first quarter. He's been so instrumental. Well, a lot of these guys, but led by him, they are playing so much bigger than their stature, and that's the reason why they have this 12-point lead.
Yep, and he's been good here in the past few minutes. He's knocking down some shots, dribble drives, getting to the basket, offensive rebounds. He's doing it all.
Bad part for Grand Bahama is they have not cut into this deficit in the third. Chuck hitting the 3-minute mark here. Still at 13.
And that's Willis Mackey's shot. So he's getting cooking, and they need him to be good.
And there's Pratt.
And there's Pratt again with a knockaway.
Off a made jumper, they're still running and forcing the issue. Grand Bahama defended that one well, but the Providence is still running. Great defense by Pratt to get back.
Great defense. He's long. He's good. He's got a hand on it.
Mackey again, pull-up jumper. That one off the mark. Rebound goes to Farrington. Sylvester slows it down this time. Changes speed and does it again. Nobody closes the lane, and Kemsey Sylvester takes advantage. Wild Goose 3 off the mark. There goes that athleticism we just spoke about.
Nice.
Sylvester foul on the pass and takes a breather. He deserves one after that. Kemsey Sylvester getting up and nobody going up there with him. for the second time this game, flushes it in traffic.
He's got two of the highlight reel plays tonight. One in the first half and one in the second half.
Lewis will replace Smith, who sits for the first time. So Grand Bahama goes with Lewis, Pratt. Bain also re-enters the game, along with Wild Goose and Mackey. Emmanuel Alexander will re-enter the game for New Providence, out there with Farrington, Brandon Strawn, Wiley, and Sylvester.
So it looks like they're going into the press.
What does a Marikina team do when they're up by 14? Press. Or down by 14, they still press. That's not the pass that Lewis is going to catch up to. Wild Goose again with the turnover. Wiley gets...
Good hands by Pratt again.
Yeah, thought he had the step on. Lewis was about to make a move. Pratt just snuck in there, able to knock another one away. Gotta wonder how effective Bain is with that. And again,
Wild Goose continues to pick up his dribbles. Good pass by Pratt. And Trevor Bain will go to the line with the clock stop here at 1:35 left in the third quarter.
Feels like that's the first shot he's taken since he had that flurry in the first quarter, and not sure how much that finger is going to affect him the rest of the way. He's going to gut it out, and obviously he's going to play. How effective he's going to be is another question altogether.
And they're going to need his productivity down the stretch.
Seems to be all right after he makes that free throw.
Everything is better with a make. And he hits the second.
Makes them both, but this Grand Bahama defense not getting enough stops, not cutting into this lead. They came into the third trailing by 7, the lead now 12. Wiley likes this matchup against Lewis. Sylvester was ready to do it again.
He's all over the board.
Wiley has always been one of those face-up type of forwards. Loves when you have a slow-footed guy against you trying to get to the rim. Also a good facilitator in traffic.
And Roosevelt Wiley had a short stint in Harlan College in Canada, so he's been a part of some college system. Plays locally here in New Providence, in the New Providence Basketball Association with the Discount Distributor Rockets. And the first shot bounces around, touches all the rim and falls. Next one is up and it looks good, and it is good.
Good free throws from Wiley. Lead grows to 14. Alexander and Farrington in the backcourt pressing. Strawn nearly had that one, and the entire bench is up and telling him, oh, Trevor Bain went for it all. Wiley, great defensive effort. Hopefully Bain isn't hurt again. He's down.
And he's now holding his knee. So the finger, knee. He saw me singing head, shoulders, knees, and toes. I don't know. What's next, Ronaldo?
That's what I try to figure out every time you go with one of these. And in my mind, I always say, what's next? You started off singing Respect. Was that Aretha Franklin?
Yeah, Aretha.
You started off singing Aretha. Now you're singing head, shoulders, knees, and toes. I don't know where we're going next. Your music selection is all over the place.
Yeah, Trevor Bain is getting beat up.
As is, I feel like the entire Grand Bahama roster.
Absolutely. The one thing that the Providence guys are not going to do is allow easy baskets. You see that they're protecting the rim at all costs, and they're playing ball hawking defense. And they're going into their diamond press. forcing the Grand Bahama team to pick up the basketball. John Wild Goose continues to just pick up the basketball in the backcourt.
Yeah, he's not making very good decisions.
Not making very good decisions.
And the thing about this New Providence roster, they have so many similar built guys and guys with similar games that you can throw things at you, so they can't afford to still be pressing at this point. When one group gets tired, we're going to throw another group of guys at you. That's this Alexander, Strawn, Farrington trio.
Miscue there. Todd Kenmore Farrington is staying in the corner, but he cut to the basket.
13-point lead, under a minute left to play here in the third.
Let's see what happens now. They need to go to the post. They got Lewis down there. They're staying out on the perimeter. Ball movement is poor right now.
Aki goes for the pick and pop, doesn't get it. Pratt with the drive, tries to step through.
And he'll be going to the line for two.
Strong call for the block.
Both teams seem to be in the bonus right now.
Bain appears to be walking, favoring several things. Not sure if he's holding the rib, it's the knee, it's the finger.
He's really gimpy. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. I don't know. He's really gimpy.
You can sing it again if you want. We have time.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Yep.
I feel like I have to apologize to the audience. Pratt at the line. Has done a good job trying to force the issue. Also done a good job defensively.
Good stroke there.
Alexander pull-up three.
Off back iron.
And gets his own rebound. Strawn again. 3 shot opportunities. New Providence comes up empty. Bain off to the races. Skip pass over to Wild Goose. And he steps out of bounds. Will they get a foul call first? No, they're going to just say he stepped out. Now, there's no question he did step out. Whether there was a foul that forced him to, that's another matter altogether. Under 12 seconds left, and Providence will hold for the last shot. Ken Von Farrington controls. Attacks Wild Goose. Wild Goose is going to be called for the foul on the floor.
Wild Goose seem to be holding on for their life.
And with New Providence in the bonus.
Looks like he didn't want Farrington to blow past him. He was holding on for their life.
I know how you felt in that situation. You got a smaller, quicker guard. They do that thing where they go 2 dribbles and you know you're about to get crossed up, and all in your head you're just thinking, please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't.
Mine just said, hold on, hold on. Be strong. Don't let go.
Farrington makes one, but gets his own rebound. Wanted a foul call on that one. Would have been incredible if he'd gotten it, but nonetheless, I think that final play is indicative to how that third quarter and much of this game has gone.
They ain't going back to the locker room.
The effort of this New Providence team on every single possession has just outdone the Grand Bahama team.
The effort is just not there for Grand Bahama. 50-50 balls with Providence on the floor. Everybody's casual from Grand Bahama standing up. Offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. Kem Sylvester, all the small guards. They're going to the boards, getting extra chances, extra possessions, and they're making them count. On the other end, the shot is not falling for Grand Bahama. They need to settle down in some kind of semblance of an offense, get some stops, and try to chip away at this lead. One possession at a time. If they can get some stops, this lead is manageable. 12 points, 6 possessions, 4 stops, first 2 minutes of the game, get back in the game.
And their best offense in the third came when Willis Mackey was getting his mid-range jumper going. They were running the offense through him. You have to do that. It does not matter how many times you got to do it. You're fighting to get back into this game. Put the ball into the hands of not just your best players, but your best decision makers. We mentioned so many times that, Wild Goose made bad decisions picking up the ball. so early in the backcourt and forced himself into bad passes. You have to put the ball in the hands of your best decision makers and allow them to either score or make the play for someone else.
Absolutely. I would just clear aside. Willis Mackey was cooking. Clear aside and let Willis Mackey ISO, and he was making good decisions, getting some good shots, getting them to fall. So I would have just cleared aside and let him go to work until he missed one. But now they're going with the youngster, Donnell Basin. It's coming in for Mackey. Let's see if they can make a run.
Let's go to the sidelines of Sasha. We'll hear from Coach Mark Hanna.
Coach Hanna, you guys started off a little sluggish but got into the game now with the lead. Talk to me so far about the game.
The game is a game of adjustments. We tried to go man-to-man. The guys were poised and seasoned. So we went to the zone, and the zone gave us some freedom. I made a jail, but we're going to be okay. Just keep playing, sharing the basketball, stay tight together. You know, no matter what the call is, no matter what happened, get back and fight. It's water night.
What's the key to this fourth quarter?
Rebound. We get to rebound the ball. If we keep them off the boards, we win the game easily.
Right, thank you so much, Coach Hanna. Like you heard him say, rebound, rebound, rebound. That will be the key in this final quarter for the evening. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Sasha. This is water night. Bain gets it inside to Pratt, who spins off. And the Providence team is certainly playing like they are in a fight.
Yep. And the thing is, he said it's water night, and they're the Buccaneers. So they're coming out for war, and they've just done that. They've took it to Grand Bahama, and Grand Bahama had no answer.
What's Grand Bahama's mascot? The Lucayans?
Lucayans. So
not very aggressive.
Not very aggressive. So
not aggressive enough.
The Buccaneers versus the Lucayans. That's not a fair fight. No. Not a fair fight. But let's see if they have any fight left in them with 9:38 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Didn't really work out for the Lucayans in real life either.
No, it didn't. But let's see if they can make a run. Trevor Bain, Kentuan Smith, and Willis Mackey can champion the effort to make a run here in this fourth quarter with a chance to go to this Bahamas 50th anniversary jubilee Bahamas games.
And Eleuthera is waiting in the wings. They are still sitting in the stands. Gotta say, I expected to see Keno walking around just heckling everyone in the game. That would have been great.
Yeah, he loves that.
Bain inside just leaves that one short.
And he's looking for a foul, but it didn't seem like he was there all alone.
Wilson for three. Off the mark, rebounded Martin. Basin pushes it in ahead, and perhaps his youth is going to be the spark that gets this Grand Bahama team going. Martin inside. Great move. Clemente Martin on the score. Had Clark on him, took advantage. Spun in the post. Easy finish from Martin.
Good move there by Baby D.
Lead just 10, like you said, in these first 4 minutes. That would have been a big stop, but Garvin Clark, big shot for the Providence. Nobody was really moving on offense, and the half-court set, pull-up jumper, bails them out of one.
Traveling violation.
Basin called for a travel.
He has to stay poised. His youth is showing here. He's trying to get ahead of himself. He needs to settle down.
Headed to Butte Community College after Meadows and Galante Knowles, who we saw earlier, they will exit. In will come Donald Basin to the program, so the Bahamian connection continues there. Clark is off. Wilson rebounds and somehow gets it over to Bain, who drives inside. Musgrove has it stolen, and Sylvester steals it right back. Inside, Bain. Kemji Sylvester has had his imprint all over this game tonight.
He's been plastic, man. He's been everywhere tonight.
Bain on the drive. scoop shot blocked by Musgrove.
Dylan Musgrove there with the help side block. They're just everywhere right now. And there's no answer for this energy.
Grand Bahama right now just looks dejected. Gets it into Baisden. And he loses the handle. Pratt hounded by Bain.
They just can't get anything going right now. The defensive pressure is stifling.
Grand Bahama goes to its point guard to try to settle things down. Martinborough will check in. He will replace Baisden. Mackey back on the floor. I was wondering how long Mackey would rest here in the fourth.
They're going with Pratt again.
And he replaces Pratt. Martin off the curl, shot clock violation. Had to throw that one up. Just 1 second was left on the shot clock. So another turnover for this New Providence defense. Have scored 27 points off turnovers, just 12 for Grand Bahama. So they have capitalized. Bain slips, turns it over. Pass too much for Martin. And goes right back to New Providence. That one is not reviewable.
Nope.
So the ball will go to New Providence once the call is made. Maybe at the next Bahamas game.
Yep. And they got a wet spot on the floor. They're trying to get cleaned up. Two persons would have slipped.
Right now, New Providence outscoring Grand Bahama by 20 on points in the paint, 52-32. You would not have expected it. If you just came in blindly, have never seen these teams play before, and you saw the Grand Bahama team warming up and the New Providence team warming up, you would have never guessed that the smaller team would be outscoring the bigger team by 20 in the paint.
Calvin Clark with the drive. Dylan Musgrove, that's his shot. And it bounces around and gets in.
That's another two in the paint. Dylan Musgrove with the midi jumper. They continue to pour it on. Martin nearly loses the handle. Fortunately, Bain is there to recover. Martin on the drive. Pounded by Bain. One shot, New Providence rebounds. Sylvester on the drive. You better stop the ball. We see what happens. Martinborough has it. No good. Clark had Musgrove down the floor, gives it to Bain.
And this one is a runaway train, folks.
18-point New Providence lead. So in the first half, when New Providence trailed by 7, we wondered how they would respond. They had not trailed virtually the entire tournament. We wondered how they would play faced with adversity. Every game was a blowout by 20 or 30 points. I think, safe to say at this point, they're responding okay to some adversity.
They have responded and responded. They have done. They have weathered the storm. They started off a bit sluggish, but they came out here in the second half and they have completely dominated on both sides of the ball. Everybody is getting into the action. The ball is moving. They're getting out of transition. There goes another steal there from Garvin Clark, and they're just operating on all cylinders. Here's another one.
And that was just a lazy pass by Bain. You had Martinborough in the short corner, and he just tried to shovel it to him. You're not going to be able to do that with an active defender like Garvin Clark, basically sitting, waiting on that.
They're just not, they have no energy left. It seems like they've already conceded defeat, but there's 5 minutes on the clock. I've seen more happen in 5 minutes than they know. Teams have come back from down 20.
And this Grand Bahama team is good enough to do that.
And they have that kind of firepower. They just have to light a match and put it under somebody because it only takes a spark to get this fire going.
You want to sing that one? Because
it only takes a spark.
Beautiful. Wow.
Yep.
So we spoke about the points in the paint. New Providence with a 24-point advantage now, 56-32. Fast break points. New Providence outscoring Grand Bahama 31-10. So not only are they beating them up in the paint, they're beating them back up and down the floor.
They just put the pedal to the metal, and I said before, if they got out in transition, it would be a long night for Grand Bahama, and a long night it has been, because Kenzie Sylvester and crew have got out in transition and forced the hand of Grand Bahama to get back on defense. And that's the reason Kentuan Smith, Willis Mackey, and others don't have any energy on the offensive end, because they're fighting the battle of trying to do wind sprints, getting back on defense to stop these guys from scoring.
The most surprising thing of the night for me, Kentuan Smith with 2 points.
Absolutely, and you know that they would need more from him in order to withstand this kind of pressure from New Providence. He would have to put up some numbers, at least give you 20 and 10 in order to at least be in the game. Edwin Martinberg, he just hasn't been there. Trevor Bain has tried to do his best impersonation of Eugene Bain, but they've just not been able to do it.
It worked for a quarter. After that, it's been all downhill for this Grand Bahama team.
Willis Mackey tried his best to bring this team back, but they just didn't have the firepower to do it.
19-point New Providence lead. Smith. Again, New Providence all over the passing lanes.
Getting the hand on everything.
Bain couldn't miss in the first quarter. Now he can't make one.
Willis Mackey with the make.
Wilson pushes it ahead. Martinberg was there to knock that one away.
There goes Sylvester again. They're all over the ball.
They are quick to every loose ball. Meanwhile, Grand Bahama looks like they're going through the motions on defense. Crack, corner 3, off the mark, rebound goes to Musgrove.
So Calvin Clark sets it up now. Goes into the 1-5 pick and roll. Sylvester now. Dancing from the corner. And Calvin Clark, the smallest guy, gets to the board for the tip back. The body language is not good on the side of the Grand Bahama Lucayans. And there he goes again.
Hits Martinberg's pocket.
And the tip in by Musgrove.
With the tip.
He's been the man in place. Another rip. They've been all over this. Oh, wow.
And that play right there. Okay, I think it's safe for us to start looking ahead to this Eleuthera New Providence matchup. Because if you had, can our video team just replay that one play right there? Because that is what this game has been for Grand Bahama.
That's indicative of what's been happening all night. They've just not had the luck of the draw, nor the bounce of the ball. It's just been a lackluster effort. The ball just hasn't bounced their way. And so now the crowd is starting to file out, I guess. They said with 4 minutes remaining, the score 23. The Providence up 23. It's safe to say that a trip to the gold medal round, Eleuthera and New Providence is going to be set for tomorrow. And you can see Keno Burrows now and team making their way to the exit.
Eleuthera menacingly leaving, staring daggers into the New Providence bench as they walk by. We see y'all tomorrow. And now New Providence emptying the bench. Martinberg fires away.
They just can't get anything. There's a lid on the rim right now for Grand Bahama. Let's see if Mackey can stop the drop. No.
It's gone from bad to worse.
Yeah.
J.R. Rigby and Zachary Penniman into the game for the first time tonight. Barrington, Alexander, and Lowe complete the 5. So the starters for New Providence getting some rest, looking ahead to a tough matchup against Eleuthera. Ken Von Farrington continues picking up where Garvin Clark left off.
So they look like they're going to continue their streak of double-digit wins.
The margin of victory for this New Providence team has been nothing short of impressive.
Ahmad Pratt there with a 3-pointer.
Routinely dismantling teams by 20.
And that all bodes well for young legs. When you have young legs, you can get to these tournaments.
Hey! Martinborough on the drive, left-handed finish. Will draw the foul. .241 Martinborough goes to the line. Grand Bahama trailing by 22. So if you're Eleuthera, you watch this game, you see how New Providence plays. You're looking ahead to some matchups. Again, New Providence will be undersized in that matchup. Eleuthera has some size. Will it make a difference, or will we see a lot of the same that we saw tonight with them against Grand Bahama?
I don't know if it'll make much of a difference. I think the New Providence team is going to impose their will, and their calling card is defense. They're going to press you for the entire game. Like Coach Hanna said, it's a game of adjustments. It's a game of adjustments. They saw that they were going into man-to-man and the zone, and they started to hit some shots. So they fell back. They weren't hitting their shots, so they fell back in the zone, and it changed the complexion of the game.
I am looking forward to that matchup at the top of the key between Garvin Clark and Dominic Bridgewater.
Absolutely.
I think that will be the one to watch in that gold medal game tomorrow.
Richard Lowe with a good move there. And balloons the lead now to 22 points. Ahmad Pratt not shy at all.
There will be a lot of players tomorrow that are very familiar with each other. And Eugene Bain, Dylan Musgrove, Jordan Wilson, they are Roosevelt Wiley, no strangers to playing against each other.
And their teammates, some of them are teammates in the local league. So it'll be a fun matchup. Basically.
But please let Eleuthera know the exact time that they should be playing.
Yes.
Don't tell them 7:30 and then start the game at 7. Let's make sure everyone's on the same page. Let's make sure Aquino can complete his nap.
Yes. And come to the game well rested to give us a good show on tomorrow.
Because we were robbed of a triple-double because of that.
Absolutely.
We were robbed of Bahamas game's history.
1 assist.
Because they had to interrupt the nap.
Oh, man. And with 1:47 left, the crowd starts to file out. Maybe to go home or to go to another venue.
Well, it's Friday night. Probably not.
Friday night? Yeah, maybe not.
A dejected Grand Bahama crowd. I feel like you can feel the disappointment in the air.
Yeah, they're definitely disappointed with their effort. I'm sure if you ask Coach Dudley Said or any of these guys, they were just not expecting to be blown out like they did tonight. Not the way they started. They started so well. They were moving the ball. They got good shot selection. And then the ball started to stick. And the Providence ratcheted up the defense, got out in transition, and the rest is history.
But you know better than most. Basketball is a game of runs. But you have to be able to maintain that intensity. Grand Bahama started out like, it seemed as if they were poised to head to that gold medal game, and they thought they had to jump on New Providence early. At one point, we were both sitting here wondering, does New Providence have an answer for anything that they're doing? But they stuck with their sets. They stuck with the identity that this team has. Tough-nosed defensive team. They're going to get out and run. And that is what they continue to do.
Yep. And the one thing that I can say is the New Providence team's identity was set from day one.
Yes.
They came out, they'll press you to death, they'll run you in transition, and they have been knocking down shots. They've been sneaky because they've been knocking down shots from the perimeter when it counted. So all of the guys have been chipping in. It's been scoring by committee. One day is Sylvester, one day is Musgrove, the next day is Farrington, the next day is Clark. Everybody's been chipping in, and it's been a complete and total team effort.
One of the most surprising results I think we've seen so far.
We did not expect this. We really did not expect this outcome, but it just shows the dominance of the Providence team that they are going to be taking on Eleuthera. And so the bronze medal game will be Grand Bahama versus Abaco.
Providence content to just take the 24-second shot clock violation and assume that Grand Bahama will just dribble this one out. Coach is telling them just to let that one go.
Yep, this one is over. Like Bugs Bunny saying, that's all, folks. 95-77.
Isn't that Porky Pig?
Oh, yeah. Porky Pig.
You ain't even getting your Looney Tunes right.
I'm getting... I guess it's late. Been a long day.
So New Providence with another blowout win. Their average margin of victory has been 35 over the course of 5 games. Can anyone stop this?
Yep.
Well, if anyone's going to stop it, it'll have to be
Eleuthera, because it's been a complete onslaught from the first game to now, and you know the guys are good friends. You can see them excited and laughing with each other. Sammy Hunter hugging Kentuan,
the mascot.
Yeah, he pushed him off, saying, get away from me. We have a game tomorrow, so they're going to come out. I think Grand Bahama will come back and contend tomorrow. Try to put a stump hole on Abaco, who's not going to lay down. Abaco is coming. They've made it this far, and I think Abaco feels like they can play with anybody.
Yeah.
And they feel like they have a chance to contend for that
well,
bronze
one
medal.
team is going to have to leave empty-handed. That's the bad thing about this.
That's the bad thing. And, it just hurts me that we have such great talent from these 4 teams, but it's just the luck of the draw. Somebody has to go.
Let's head down to the sidelines now, where Sasha will be joined by Furley Bain.
All right, Michael, just talk to me about the game. You were all over the place on the offense, on the defense. Let me know how you got it done.
We're a scrappy team, man. So we know to win, we're going to have to speed the game up, make it a little messy, rely on our defense a lot in our transition. So we just wanted to speed those guys up because they're a very lengthy team. And that's what we did. We speed them up, and they started off kind of hot, but we know through a 40-minute game, the wear and tear will work in our favor.
Now, you got a pretty good Eleuthera team in that gold championship game tomorrow. What are you thinking going into that game?
Game-wise, we're going to carry the same strategy. We're going to speed them up because they got 2 very efficient post players in Keno and Eugene. I know they'll want to dump it down low to those guys a lot, but we plan to pressure them a lot, pressure their guards, and speed them up.
All right, thanks so much, Michael. You heard it all from him. He was all over the court tonight doing it all. Offense, defense. They have Eleuthera tomorrow. And guys, I don't know where I stand now. My parents in Eleuthera. I live in New Providence, so it should be a pretty good game. This is the final game for the evening. We'll be back here tomorrow, throwing it back over to you guys.
Nassau is the capital.
Go with your heart, Sasha. Go with your heart. And like Furley just said, Nassau is the capital. I'm not telling you what to do with that. Do with that information what you will. Let's take a quick look at the numbers before we say goodbye. Dylan Musgrove finished with a game-high 23. Garvin Clark, 14.7 assists. Kemsey Sylvester, 19 points, 8 rebounds. Michael Bain with 14 And Richard Lowe with 8 off the bench for New Providence. Looking over at Grand Bahama, Trevor Bain with a team-high 20. Ahmad Pratt scored 16, and Willis Mackey also finished with 16. Yep, that'll do it. Eleuthera and New Providence. That is our matchup for our gold medal game. And in the women's game, we will have Abaco versus Exuma and Ragged Island. Looking forward to those gold medal matchups tomorrow. For my broadcast partner, Moses Johnson, I'm Ronaldo Dorset. We will see you for our gold medal matchups Saturday morning.